Last time on Beast World, with the dungeon recently sealed, our delvers make their journey back to the city of Jaegervault to pay off their dungeon lead. It takes over a week of uneventful travel before the crew arrive back to Jaegervault, heading straight to the dungeon scout and paying off the lead. He says he hasn't acquired any new leads yet, and the party take a moment to think on it, deciding that they want to follow up on the lead on Ignatius's whereabouts in Severport. With some free time acquired, our delvers decide to use their extra gained wealth to upgrade both the Rio and the Mammoth, having a ceiling hatch installed on both, with a brand new hearth added to help heat the Rio. Both wagons are also outfitted with ballistas to help aid in combat should they get attacked again, and a pair of running boards along the side of the Mammoth to allow for traversal outside during movement. The crew also buy and unpack some extra dimensional space cubes to expand the Rio a bit more to have a bath installed. While the wagons are being worked on, the crew decide to spend more of their gold on outfitting themselves as well, ensuring they are more well prepared for any dungeons ahead. Vegas acquires a new set of mithril armor, Charlotte and the set both acquire some breastplate, Aski also gets a new set of magical studded leather armor, while Aspen acquires a brand new pair of defensive bracers. Vegas wishes to have Mateo check out their sword to ensure it isn't cursed, and Aspen wants to check up on the magical artifact that they had brought them. While on their way to pay Mateo a visit, though, they notice they are being followed by a canine individual. When Vanya goes to get a better look at their tail, she recognizes him as one of the individuals that kidnapped her in Louvain. Vanya manages to regroup with the rest as they continue on their way to see Mateo. His home has added some more physical precautions for safety in addition to the magical ones. Mateo informs Aspen that he has pulled some favors and contacted the Sealy Court and their wisest jackals to aid in identifying the artifact, as it is extremely old. Vegas presents the Bloodshed Greatsword to Mateo, who takes interest in it, saying it is an excellent craftwork and the runes empowering the sword at the cost of the wielder's life force, which does make it dangerous in a way, but the sword itself is not cursed. Vanya brings up to the party, and to Mateo, that they are being followed by a feral they encountered in Louvain. She gives a very quick, abridged version of their encounter history with the ferals to Mateo, including Vanya's altered memories. Mateo brings up that memory-altering magic is extremely uncommon, and that he's only aware of a handful of individuals who specialize in such, but none match the description Vanya provided. Mateo inquires further about what they know, so he can decide what to do about their pursuers. He offers extra guards to provide safety to the crew while they're in Jaegervault, and plans to inform Berendi Torsten about this development. He also tells them to avoid and not antagonize the ferals while they are here if possible. When inquired about locating a spell to help round out their kit, Mateo offers to make a scroll for them, and produces one for Shatter, and gives it to them for free. With their business concluded, they decide to get a meal for the evening and meet up at Sylvia's stall, which is pretty busy. She provides a meal based on their friend's request while listening to their recent dungeon adventures. Sylvia mentions by chance that Severport is suffering a shortage of Navy recruits due to the Call of the Delve. Meanwhile, Vegas goes to find Ajax and gives them a heads up on the ferals that have been spotted in Jaegervault, just to be safe. To which Ajax thanks them for the warning, but doesn't expect them to start trouble in the pits. While the rest of the crew check in on the wagons, they spot the same individual from earlier working in the Wainwright shop. They stake out the place till the shop closes and follow him as he heads towards the Triples, taking a small break to eat dinner along the way. Vanya gets in closer and leaves a message on his door to make him aware that there are people that know who he is. Satisfied with their success, they return to the wagons, only to see the same individual walking the other direction. Vanya just now realizes that when she was taken, that there were two of them that night, and they were brothers. And with that, I believe everyone retired for the night after a bit of catching up on the current events, as well as searching the wagons over for any tampering.
I was going to be on watch most of the night, and I think Aski mentioned
Uh-huh.
joining
Yeah.
me.
That sounds right.
Does not Ski does not want Vanya flying solo with the ferals anymore.
Weird. I wonder why.
What's the worst that could happen? Spike's camera.
Anyways, so you are kind of staying up for watches.
Yeah.
Okay, give me perception checks then. The dice weren't making any noise on my end.
They did for me.
Must
just
be...
Foundry being functional, I'm sure.
Yeah, must be just loading issues. Devices... Oh, okay. Maybe it's waiting for me to roll dice first. Okay. 7 and 19? Okay. Iski, you don't see anything of particular note during your watch. But Vanya, while you were very paranoid and gazing about, the city of Jaegerwald is still quite busy even at night, and things are relatively shutting down. But, like, as you're just kind of, like, perusing through, you do take note that there are a couple more Orion Watchers in the area, and they do seem to be keeping eyes on your group of wagons at the moment. But every so often, they will, like, leave, and then, like, about 10 to 15 minutes, a different group of Watchers will come by.
Okay, so just guard swaps.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely keeping up Mateo's orders of keeping eyes out for you.
Well, unless Aski has anything to talk about, Vanya is probably going to stay awake until she physically can't anymore and then go to sleep.
Yeah, no, I think this is just confirming that they're not being so bold as to keep following us all the way to the wagons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then, Aski, I imagine at some point you will go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Vanya, you and your paranoia stay up all night.
Yep.
Counting the guard rotations, really, at this point, because it's the only thing of note that you can focus on. They rotate probably about, I want to say, 10 times throughout the night. After,
Okay, that's good.
yeah, after which, the rest of the party will wake up, and you realize that you did not go to sleep at all. You will take a 1 level of exhaustion, and anybody else can benefit from a long rest if you are missing anything.
Oh boy.
It's fine
If
by
the
me.
long rest button works.
It should. Hopefully.
Yeah, but should and does are two different things.
Yeah, I think there might be some, like, script with the new day that's not working, because it only works when I don't tick new day.
Yeah, it did work for Vegas and Set there.
Same for me. I can't new day
I
either.
think, I think it's just certain, like, beats or something that are, like, broken.
Do we specifically have anything in common?
I'll look at
I
the
don't
console
know.
later when I try it, because it should give an error, and I should be able to pinpoint what that is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. We can get around it. Anything that charges based off dawn or whatever, you would just have to manually reset, which I don't think many people have.
I don't think I've got anything based on that.
I think your Eldritch Claw tattoo is, but again, you've not used it yet, so doesn't matter. Oh, Channel Divinity needs a reset for Charlotte. There we go. Okay. I need to also fix how that is consumed. But anyways. Alright. So, everybody wakes up. It's a fairly uneventful morning. Did you guys leave your wagons fairly close to like the Wainwright area where like all the other wagons were, or did you move further away after finding out that so and so was there?
Feel like we probably would have gotten out of there.
Yeah, giving it some space seems like a good idea.
All right. So yeah, we'll say you guys are probably closer to the pits then overall than to where the Wainwright shop is. So yeah, you wake up. Many of you will probably take notice that Vanya is up before everyone else, and despite it being a new day, she looks pretty tired.
She's probably sat there twitching slightly with a couple of empty mugs next to her. Just kind of waving at people as they walk past. We're leaving today, right?
Did you sleep?
No.
Hmm.
It'll be fine. I can sleep on the road.
We're leaving today, right?
I think so.
I had no designs.
Duh, I am ready to leave.
I got no reason to stay.
And let's get going and distance ourselves from all of this for a moment. And for all we know, possibly dive right back into it again at Severport.
Alright, so no further preparations, ready to depart?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
just
we
leave.
took care of everything last time.
Alrighty. There was quite a lot of prep work and shopping, but that seems about right. Boy, this is a
Probably
distance.
want to buy some rations and feed before we go, but that's it.
Okay. How much?
How far is the journey, real quick?
I'm just now gonna start measuring.
Okay. If it's anything like it was to Gonlev, then that's nearly, just over a fortnight, I guess? No, wait, just over 10 days, maybe. It's about 2 weeks, guesstimation.
Right about there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 days. Based off
Nice.
this travel.
Then we don't even need it. 21 rations. Yeah, we do need it. Let's double, go to 40 rations, 40 feed, and then we should be good.
40 total. Okay, so it's 19 rations and 19 things of feed.
Mm-hmm.
Do some quick math. Okay. It'll come out to... Wait, am I doing that right? Okay. It'll come out to roughly 20 gold.
20? Okay.
Yeah. Took me a second
Okay.
to figure it out.
Mark down. I'll just use the treasure funds.
Alright, supply amounts have been updated. So, you traverse back through Jägerwald's Great Gates and enter back out into the Stranic. And are beginning your journey. I'm gonna roll some dice. You've got to be kidding me. Alright, I gotta roll some
Oh,
more dice because
boy.
that's problematic.
Oh, great.
I mean, the result on my end was astonishing. Okay, that at least gives me some leeway. Alright. I know what's gonna happen now, at least.
Yay!
It's concerning on so many levels.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting what I rolled to happen on, like, the first roll.
And then Mammoth's attack.
Alright. So, is there anything you would like to do during your travels? You've
Sleep.
got, yeah. You've got almost a little under 2 weeks to go.
Drive, I guess.
Maybe get one of the rolls in for mobile, but that's it. Probably not on this first leg of the journey, but
There are a couple feats I want, but I don't know if any of them are, like, obtainable through practice.
Use the whisper channel and message me in there, and I will look into it. So yeah, first day coming out of Jägerwald is uneventful. It is nice and decently sunny at the moment, as you're starting to push into, I believe, summer. Not quite summer, but getting close to, like, the beginning signs of summer.
It's like early April by my count.
Yeah. So, first day is rather uneventful. The second day, you come through, and also rather uneventful. You do take note of the city of Priozeski off into the distance. And I imagine you guys don't want to bother divert that way. You want to continue along the path. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
we have our supplies already, I think.
It is a long diversion just to spend a night in comfort or something.
It wouldn't add
No
an
plans.
extra day to your travel.
onward.
Alrighty. Day 3. Also rather uneventful. You get around the beginning of the Shepka River and move towards the north side of Mount Mirror. And are beginning to approach that similar path that you remember from before, at least from up ahead, where you had encountered the frozen undead creatures on your way back originally. Can I get perception checks as you move through this next day?
Oh boy.
Turns out this is just a local haunt.
I get
They're
it.
undead.
12, 13, 19, 17. Just need Vera's roll.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Oh, good. Not bad. Okay. All right. As you guys are moving through this area, you're pretty alert. You've encountered these things before. You kind of know what you're looking for. They're a little bit easier to spot at night because of like the glow they give off. As you are moving through the area, and night begins to fall, you do notice a similar faint glow, but it is very far off into like the northern distance, where it is like meeting into like that denser woods. But a sign. Anything you want to do with that information, or just keep to the path?
Yeah, let's keep to the path. That looks awful exciting, though.
They are someone else's problem.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see. I think that was day 4, so we're moving on to day 5.
Yep.
Okay. So now we're starting to get up closer to the Ale Runner River. As you guys are moving up closer along this river, you do notice that the main road is seeing a decent amount of traffic. There is some wagons that are coming from the east, following the river. It looks like they might be headed on their way to Jaegervolt. Some of them are larger caravans. Looks like they're maybe hauling some kind of imports from Severport. Any inquiries, or were you...
I was about to ask. So we have the obviously like people on the outside. They're
Mhm.
heading past to Jaegervolt.
Yes, they're coming from the east, following the river, and it looks like they're heading west. And based off the way their caravan is organized and the goods that they appear to be hauling, looks like they're more likely headed to Jaegervolt than Priorzewski or Podgorod, especially since
Okay.
they are already moved past where Podgorod would be.
Gonna kind of lean out of a window to shout at them. Just, how's the road ahead? Anything we need to worry about?
One of the Latine drivers kind of like waves a friendly greeting to you. It seemed fairly clear. One of my men did say something about seeing a large bird nearby, but other than that, nothing of note.
Okay, stay in the wagon. Got it. Watch out ahead near the forests. There's some glowing humanoid undead. Just stay away from them as best you can. They were quite far away from the road, but they might wander onto it.
Oh, that's very good to know. We'll make sure to get our caravan circled at night. Thank you.
They glow, and they're pretty nasty. So be careful.
Appreciated. They just kind of keep driving on by.
Yeah. Continue to hang out the window weirdly.
Get snatched by a bird, never seen again.
Don't say that. No. Don't bring that energy.
All right, day 6. Continue following the river, and it feels like you've been going for a while at this point. You guys have traveled and made stops before, but it's starting to feel like you are going on a very long journey at this point. It did not feel like Severport was this far away. Anything to pass the time?
I'm gonna run alongside the wagons one of the days just to keeping getting those rolls towards my mobile feet.
All right, go ahead and give me athletics.
Yeah, athletic. Woof. Pretty good.
Oh, very good. Okay.
I think probably at this point in the travel, Aspen's going to get bored enough to, like, before they set off for the day, just rummage around in their little section in the wagon and just pull out their instrument that they smuggled on back at home.
Ooh.
Just, while the road's smooth and the horses don't need that much guiding, just up in the front seat, just playing little tunes.
Alrighty. You want to just do a performance check to see how rusty you might be? Not rusty at all, it seems.
Yeah, it comes right back.
Immediately get into the groove of it and provide a very jaunty tune for the rest of the day's travel.
What's the instrument again?
It's a taggle harp.
Oh,
All right, so that is day 6. Moving on to day 7. Can I get perception checks once more from the whole party?
Alright.
Expertise, don't fail me now.
For the record, it is a 4-stringed instrument with a bow. Ooh!
Oh, okay.
Rolling hot today. We'll see if that keeps up for the session.
Oh, I hope so. I don't want to waste them all now.
Perception checks from Vera.
Sorry.
It's all good. Also very good. Alright. So yeah, everybody sees coming up through this section of like the river leading off into a very, very large lake that connects out to the sea. You can see this entire landmass that comes creeping into view. Everybody but Vegas can see in the very, very far district a very large industrial looking city right on the edge where the lake meets the sea. You can see Severport in the distance. It looks so far away.
And I assure you, it's actually more far away than it looks.
Because we've got to go all the way around.
Yeah.
Hiding a light smirk, Aspen's just gonna yell back, saying, "We can see the city, that means we're almost halfway there."
Just a very quiet side eye.
Has Aspen been to Severport before?
Yes. Once or twice, not a regular occurrence.
Yeah, I imagine not too often. I don't see a whole lot of need based off of their experiences.
No, but they have been up to the Wayne Inn, so it was a useful stop.
Makes sense. Alright, and that was, I think, day 6, so we're moving on to day 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to hug pretty close to the Melanchine, and mostly just try to keep the city in sight. Rather uneventful day, but you do notice that as you start moving this portion north, it does start to get colder much quicker.
Cold enough for the ring to not be working here, or
I think your ring is very good, regardless, but it is getting cold.
oh, I hope it's not minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
no, it's not that cold. You need to go like up into the Nat Frost to maybe start hitting those temperatures.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I imagine the Rio is gonna get that new hearth kick-started if you guys haven't already.
Probably.
Can only imagine.
Useful time to use the stop for the night to gather some firewood, get the oven and the hearth lit. Let's see.
I was gonna say, using the oven and the rock steady.
Okay.
Again,
Again,
you're making snow angels because the ring. It doesn't matter.
I'd also say, especially considering the teaching tics that Vanya has been doing, just
Yeah.
to have something to do on these longer trips would probably be actually going to Iset and basically saying, since the pair have not been able to get or really find much new material regarding their little spellbreaker research. Probably a decent use of the time right now would be to see if it'd be possible for a ski to at least be able to understand written Vinyoshan.
Oh.
You know what happens with Vanya making snow angels?
Hmm.
Bird swoop down takes you never seen again.
No!
God.
Stop invoking this!
Duo, you know what to do.
So, Farah, I believe, Viola is trying to inquire about learning, I believe you said written Vinyoshan?
Yeah, at the very least, like, she's less concerned with being able to speak with people from Vinyo, and more concerned with being able to read old Vinyoshan manuscripts about the Spellbreaker business.
Mm-hmm. I suppose I could arrange that. I don't know how you would do that in game. I guess the same way Bonnie's been teaching voiceless speech, but
Yeah, during the traveling
Mhm.
down times.
yeah.
I would allow a ski to essentially acquire it as a language. As long as they are being taught during the travels, I think it would be relatively simple to do. I think I would ask for a ski to make intelligence checks.
Sure thing. I guess we can start that right now.
Yes, please.
Well, not a great start, but we'll have plenty of wagon rides in the future that we can punch away those rolls at.
Wagon
Alrighty.
rides, evening, downtime, like, that's how the voiceless speech has been going, so.
Alright. Day 7 draws to a close. Fairly uneventful. Next morning, you start to push up into the snow. Well, near the end of the day, you start to get closer to the snow. It's around this time that your wagons have adapted with the sleds, so getting through is not super difficult. You do run into another caravan around this time that are leaving Severport, and they kind of stop close to where you are at the night and just kind of inquire if they can camp out with you.
All good here. I think
Who is it, sorry?
just some random travelers. leaving
Yeah,
Severport.
caravanners taking supplies to a nearby city.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Aspen will play them some music.
All right. Yeah, they set up, just kind of like inquire about your delves' interest in that. Some of them mentioned that they coming from faraway places like Vinyo and Arneria, and that they are delivering supplies to Podgorod at the moment.
Nice. What sort of supplies?
They are specifically delivering. It is mostly some more advanced mining equipment, specifically Arnerian types of mining equipment.
Nice.
Something to help them get the more like delicate things like gems from the mines.
Aspen's going to go into great detail explaining the beasts they fought in the dungeon. It's like down in the mines there were these things.
Okay, so yeah, the next morning, they have breakfast and they quickly see off as they don't tend to stay around for too long. They've got a scheduled meet. So
Yep. Respectful.
Okay. I think I said 11 days, but it looks like it's going to be roughly 10. Because this would be day 9, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get perception checks from the whole party?
The tone was different there.
Oh well.
Nice.
Let's see. 26, 12, 8, 19, 17. I was going to say, I saw 5 dice, but I saw 4 results. I'm like, Boundary, where's the other one? Okay. Vanya, your eagle eyes, as you guys are starting to arrive towards Severport, this large landmass is fairly open. There's some trees here and there, but for the most part, it is kind of like open hills and such. So it is fairly neutral, pretty easy to like see out in all directions. But it's also kind of like boring terrain. There's not anything of interest. So your eyes eventually divert towards the sky, where you see a very large figure very high up above.
Great.
Goodbye, Vanya.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn everybody. Looks like the big bird we were told about is there. Do we want to try and hide?
On the one hand, we could hide. On the other hand, that would make a very nice meal.
Giant bird fight.
Wouldn't be our first.
Giant bird fight.
If it comes for us, then I guess we'll defend ourselves, yeah, but I don't really want to antagonize it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pre-aim my ballista up.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump on the ballista for the rocksteady.
Just gonna sit there, just waiting. Not.
And I will call it harsh names.
Okay. Well, as you all are taking note of it, Vanya, you essentially are keeping eyes on it, I imagine.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's terrifying.
Okay, well, you do notice that over time it is descending. And as it continues to descend, you notice that it is much, much, much bigger than you had initially anticipated.
Oh no. If that's a rock, we're in trouble.
Probably is.
So,
Oh jeez.
It's a rock.
I had to roll on this table just to see, and well, surprise!
Oh no.
It's
surprised.
not a boulder.
It's a rock.
So yeah, whooping down from up above as you are getting closer to Severport, see a very gigantic, colorful bird. And it is diving for your wagons.
Shoot.
Alright.
Yeah, ka-chunk
It
from the
jumps.
ballista.
At the same time.
Yeah, gotta
Let's
time it
see.
right.
Yeah.
Did not
And,
have
yeah,
did not have combat music ready for this because I wasn't expecting this to happen. Just wanting you to know, when I rolled the D100, I rolled a 100.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right, terrible time.
that's the worst anyone's ever done it.
I think this.
Also,
will
I
be fine.
would want to,
Yeah.
if we, once it gets within 120, to have a shadow bolt ready for it.
It's not actually that big. It's just because it's flying high in the sky. It's closer to our camera. So
Oh.
it's just a parrot.
Yeah.
It's like a parakeet, right?
Actually, I should
Oop,
switch.
didn't mean to click that.
I forgot. I have wagon combat music. I should probably use that.
Ooh.
Wombat music, if you will.
Oh no. This is going to be our first proper wagon combat, I think. So, because last time we just ran away.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm really in favor of referring to it as Wombat from now on.
Thank you.
So everyone can
I
see
will
the
do
map,
so.
I assume.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
Yeah.
All right. Just hiding that resource. All right. So I'm going to put tokens down so I can actually use an initiative. But don't worry about these. Who did I miss? That's because we don't have Iggy, right?
Yeah.
We're about to catch this bird with 2 wagons full of dynamite trick while we hide safely in the ravine.
Alright, initiative rolls.
Alrighty.
Shoot.
Oh, dang it.
Last thing I need is a nat 20 for, but
Okay, and I've got to pull up the Rio and Mammoth stat sheets. Alright. So, I believe we had 2 ballistas going off. Who was using those? Just so I know
Me.
who's on them.
Me and Vegas.
Okay. So, Vegas, you're commanding the Rio's ballista, and Vanya is on the Mammoth's ballista. Okay. So, is it just being able to use the sheets, I think? So, yeah. Do either of you, both of you have access to the wagon sheets, correct?
Do
Yeah.
I?
Double check for me.
Should be in the
Yeah.
party folder, yeah.
Wait.
You might be able to click
Yeah, I have
the
it.
tokens as well.
I've got it up there.
But if you have it up, target the rock and then click the ballista attack roll, and I think it should calculate properly.
It's not bringing up a targeting reticle when I click it.
Are you targeting like the
The
center of
rock?
it? Yeah, it should have like the mouse pointer should change. Cool.
Yeah, it's not is it because I'm in control of my Vegas token right now? I'm not sure.
No, you should be able to target it normally.
I can target it, the arrow's just very small because it's so big.
I'm just gonna try and click it. I'm pretty sure I got it targeted.
Yeah. Yeah, it is gargantuan, so.
Mm.
So, the mammoth ends up firing. The shot goes very wide. Vanya, you're not used to using this kind of equipment.
No. I don't get any bonuses, apparently, so...
Alright. A natural 19. I believe that hits. Yes, it does. Roll me some damage.
Let's go.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Points of damage to the rock. Alrighty. So both the ballistas have been fired. I believe they need to be reloaded as well. So
Is
those
that a
are-
bonus action or a 1-turn action?
That's what I am looking at.
It's the loading property, so it just...
Yes,
I think
loading
it happens, yeah.
Loading special. Ba-ba-ba. Okay. Alright. So properly. It's set.
okay, so in Fish Time I have no idea how to go about this. Like, can Can I firstly at least like just shoot out of the fucking windows or something, or
Yes. What's your range on your longbow?
could be easily enough. Let me check. Uh, 150, 600. So
Okay.
that should easily reach.
Yes. It is within 150, so you should be able to fire a shot at it.
I imagine
one
that
hits. Very nice damage.
And another one.
That also hits.
All right.
That plus 11 coming clutch right now.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So you
Ah,
manage
that's
to
my turn.
fire 2 arrows from out within the wagon, striking the rock as it starts to get closer. It is approaching rapidly, but not quite there yet. Aspen, what are you doing?
How far away is this thing?
It is. I'm gonna say it is probably about 120 feet and approaching quickly.
If it's within 123, I can throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
I think a disadvantage. 'cause it's long
Disadvantage,
range.
yeah, because long range, but you should be able to hit it. Oh, you hit it. It sucks that you lost to 20, but you hit it.
Shakes fist at Cloud.
Respectable
Oh,
damage, though.
Yeah, that ain't bad. Can I do that twice because of the multi-attack? I don't know.
If you've
If you have
got
2.
more than 1 javelin, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's do it again.
You can also reckless if you absolutely need to. But yeah, the natural one, unfortunately, is going to make the other one go a little bit wide as it starts to divert its way around the barrage of missiles coming towards it.
Okay.
Iski, I believe you were getting ready to fire off a Shadow Bolt.
Yes, but now I'm considering, seeing as this thing is probably, akin to some kind of wild animal, could potentially flee if sufficiently injured. I think the starting move would probably be to just get some damage on it, just to see how it reacts to its health starting to drop. And to that end, I am going to target, and I am going to blast off. Oh, well, that's not all of it. I'm actually going to be blasting off 6 charges of the Wand of Magic missiles, which is going to be an additional 5 on top of that. So the 12, and then another 5d4 plus 5.
Yeah, just roll the dice into the tray. I'll add the damage.
So another 17 onto that. So yeah, 29 total. And that is instead what I want to do for the opening round here.
Very nice. Alright, your missiles barrage into the creature. It's continuing on its way, approaching closer, but for now, is starting to lose feathers. Vanya.
That's
So-
what you want to see.
Question. Could I use steady aim from the rogue feature to get advantage on the shot?
Post the steady aim feature just so I can double check.
I don't know if that works with mounted weapons, that's all.
I'll allow it.
Okay. And then I'm gonna just fire this turn, but that follows on logically to would Facade still be able to be used to give myself the elemental bonuses and stuff as well? And the higher sneak attack damage. And can I sneak attack with this ballista?
Let's see. Let me look at
I
all these
gotta
features. There's a
ask.
lot, yeah.
I don't
Hit
think
with
you
attack
can
with-
sneak attack.
It just
with
says
because it's
it needs to be a finessed or ranged weapon. So,
ignore the damage. Sorry about
yeah.
that. I was just rolling it so we could see the text.
finesse or ranged weapon. I believe it's not a finesse weapon, but it is technically a ranged weapon. So I will allow it. Are you activating Facade of the Fiend?
I can only do that or steady aim on this turn, so I'm
Okay.
gonna steady aim just to get guaranteed a
Okay.
hit. Well, not guaranteed a hit, but
Well, increase your
towards it.
chances. All right, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
it only rolled the once, so I'm gonna roll again. Motherfucker.
Unfortunate.
That's my turn. Just like panicking.
You realize that it is getting closer, and it is here. It is going to swoop down. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
And it is going to reach down with its talons towards the mammoth. A natural one.
Yee-hoo.
And then as it gets closer, it will reach out and try to peck the Rio with its beak. 16 will hit. I realize I have these all private. Let me fix that.
Holy shit.
That's 28 points of, what is that, piercing damage? Yeah, to the Rio as it reaches down and just jabs its beak into, like, the roof of the wagon.
Aw.
Just shouting from the mammoth. I'll repair it once we're done.
It's okay, Cap.
hell
We
you
can
will.
buff it out.
Alright, it used its entire 120 fly speed to get to you, and its multi attacks. So Vegas.
So it's like right here, huh?
It's right on top of you now.
Okay, in which case I'm gonna pull out the greatsword. I can do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. You,
Like getting off the ballista is not an action, is what I'm saying.
yeah, you can get off the ballista and swing at it if you want to do that instead.
Sick. That is absolutely what I want to do. I have to wait. Oh, how do I switch controlled actors?
Click on the Vegas token first.
Got it.
I'll move you over here just so the system will simplify the issues. You also have to note that if you do draw aggro, it can target you specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
All
You've
right.
not had great luck with flying creatures in the past. That's all I'm saying.
How many flying creatures have we dealt with?
And they not many, and they fucked you up.
Your
Listen, my
success
luck can
rate
turn-
is just 0.
My luck can turn any fucking day.
All right, let's see this.
Ah, shit.
13 will miss.
Yeah, sure does.
A 24 will hit though. For 11 points of damage.
So I can invoke the rune after I make a hit, right?
So when you target a creature with attack using weapon, you can invoke the sword's rune, causing it to flare with crimson thing. You then spin and roll one of your unspent hit dice and add the number rolled to the attack roll. You can choose to invoke the rune after rolling the d20. So if the attack hits, you can also spend any number of hit dice to add that to the weapon's damage. So you would need to spend a hit dice to technically hit, which I would allow for that first roll if you would like.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Because the total was 13, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep the damage on this one. Go ahead and roll your hit dice.
Sure.
So it'll be whatever your hit dice is plus your con mod.
How do I? Oh, I can't roll them like I'm
You
rolling
can't
a
roll
short
them
rest, okay.
normally, so whatever your hit dice normally is, I think it's a D10.
D10.
Yeah, that's fighter D10. So I have 6 D10. I'll roll 3.
Well, you roll 1 first.
Oh, I
plus
see. Now I
3.
see.
Because you have to spend 1 to make the hit, and then if you land the hit, then you can spend extra for damage.
I understand. So in which case, I spend the 1 to make the hit, and then I spend 2 more to add.
Correct.
Got it.
So, so the first D10 that you roll is going to be plus 3,
Mhm.
which would end up hitting. So are you rolling 2d10 for the damage?
Yep.
Okay, so it'll be that plus your con mod, so plus 2.
Ooh.
Because it is using hit dice specifically, and that's how
Right.
hit dice system work, is you get your con mod for that. So that's what, additional force of 19 additional damage?
Yeah.
Plus the weapons damage itself. So go ahead and roll the weapons damage.
All right. I hadn't even done that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't trigger a damage roll again. I'll just post it. I have to attack. Okay, ignore the attack roll, but yeah, I'll roll damage.
Additional 10.
Yeah.
Alright. Things starting to look bloodied now.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
That was a cool multi-attack, folks.
Alright, so
Action
yeah,
surge.
Wouldn't
you
it
watched
be funny if I action surge?
You watch Vegas start to use this new weapon, and you can see like the runes light up red across the sword as it starts to draw in energy from somewhere as Vegas goes in for these swings and manages to take decent chunks into the rock, causing some bright red feathers to go everywhere. You need anything else, Vegas?
Yeah, so then I action surge.
There you go.
2 more.
Just make sure to call when you're doing your invoke. I think you can only
Yeah,
do
I'm
it
only-
once, though.
I'm only using it that once, yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is
assume with 25 hits.
yes, 25 hits. It is a one-time per dawn usage. So
Oh, that's okay. This seems worth it.
yeah, 8 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Next attack. Yeah, if you get a natural 20, you can basically spend as much of your hit dice into that crit too, which is very good.
Really?
Because I mean, it's extra dice you roll, so it would count.
Yeah.
Another 13 points of damage. Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Do I have a bonus action yet? Not really. Yeah, it's gonna be.
All right. Let's see. Deidre's probably driving the Rio because that's
Yeah.
usually what they're doing. So let's see what Charlotte can do. Didn't really prepare the spells, but it's been several days, so I'll let Norman do that when they join us later. Let's see. Back to my days of playing cleric. Okay. Yeah,
Miss it.
we will try to guiding bolt. And this thing's pretty big, so we're gonna go big. 3rd level. Uh, 19 will hit.
Holy shit, that damage roll.
Damage was pretty good. 23 points of damage. And then the next attack roll against it will have advantage. Speaking of, a set.
All right.
So your first shot against the rock will have advantage.
Unfortunately, it didn't do much good.
No crit, but a hit regardless. Solid 13 points of damage.
And again.
17 hits. Additional 9 points of damage.
There we go.
Alright, Aspen. You just watched the Rio take a pretty nasty blow.
And yet, it seems I have no option but to fight. So I think we're gonna rage.
Road rage.
Yeah. We're in melee range, you said?
Yeah,
Right?
it's close enough and big enough between the two wagons that you can realistically swing at it.
Well, there's very little else I can do, so I'm gonna do that.
We'll move you up just so the game doesn't freak out.
Thank you. I'm gonna make horrible life choices and I'm gonna reckless.
Okay.
Do you wanna roll? Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, discard that. Oh, there it goes. Fine. Okay, great.
Alright, 16 hits. I don't know why it did disadvantage, but you hit either way. Why did it do 2?
I have no idea.
That doesn't look right. Let me pull up your weapon. I don't know why it would do that. It's set to 1. That's super weird.
Can we scrap that and I can just try it again?
If you would like to do that, yes, let me undo that damage. Okay. Try
Because
again.
that went real weird out of nowhere.
I don't know why it's rolling at Are you holding Alt or Control?
I'm not holding anything. That's the point. I'm not even clicking the roll command. I'm just...
So when you have it targeted, you hold Alt for advantage, then you click the Pathfinder's Great Axe and the little dice button next to it, and it should roll at advantage. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It doesn't want you to hit. We will call that your first swing, because we're
Okay.
going through a couple. Go ahead and do your second. Alright, much better. 23 hits. Let's hope it doesn't double the dice again. I wonder if it inputted a crit by mistake. That's the only way I think it would do that.
It must have for some reason.
And then... I don't know if that added your rage bonus.
It should have. Yeah, rage on.
Rage is 1 damage? I just thought it would be more than that.
Rage should be 2.
You said rage is on, but it sounded like you said rage is 1.
No. The effect's on. It should be adding.
It's listed as inactive on this end. Turned it on. How much damage does it normally add, though?
2.
Yeah, 2 damage.
So 2 points of damage. Okay. There we go. Alright. It's starting to look critical.
That's me.
Alright. A ski.
Alrighty. This thing probably has some decent resistance to it. That's not going to stop me from at least trying to get it to burn what it has. So I am going to target it. Well, that's... my token is technically out of range. Let's move it to here, inside. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, I can target it with Yes. There, and just in case, heightened spell. But rolls at disadvantage.
17.
Still just barely makes it. So sad.
Worth a try.
Yeah, it was worth a try. Well, we'll get it next time.
All right, Vanya. What are you doing? There's a big
Okay.
angry bird in front of you.
It's over the top of me, right?
Practically.
Okay. This fucking ballista has been worthless for me. I'm just gonna put myself near the target, and then I'm gonna just shoot it with my crossbow.
Alright.
Because I don't want to be grabbed and taken away. We're gonna steady aim it as well.
All right. Uh, 27 hits.
9 damage.
9 damage.
And then sneak attack. Another 12.
Very nice. Anything else?
No, that's me.
All right. Well, the rock, now having taken a pretty significant beating from your crew, is going to actively disengage. And is rapidly flying away now.
I'd like to apologize as it flies away.
Aspen's just like, no, wait, come back! That's the biggest
Coward.
drumstick I've ever seen!
That drumstick would have been bigger than Aspen.
And honestly, that's a dream come true.
I'll have its head.
Luckily, that
So-
encounter did not go as poorly as expected.
I'd like to try and call the wagons to a stop so I can go and try and repair the Rio a little bit before we continue.
All right, so you stop a little bit further up ahead, keeping eyes on the horizon. Now that you've encountered the void, and you see it flying
void?
still, because it is very hard to miss in this open space. And as it gets further and further and away, it gets smaller and smaller. And having seen it up close, you realize just how far away it is now. It is flying further north into the Natfrost.
At no point
That's
during that time
what
could I
I
have had a
say.
shot at it.
It flies too far too fast.
That's fair.
If we can squeeze this into a short rest, I can roll the repairer's advantage because of maintenance on the Rio.
Alrighty.
This thing here.
One day I will eat that bird.
I'm gonna pull up the book because I don't remember how the repair things work off the top of my head.
I get to, it's the patch action basically. Other than if we're doing long rests, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tuning. As part of a long rest, a creature with access to the service hatch can tune the functions of a wagon and perform more intensive repairs. It uses a patch, but you can repair a wagon to full health. Breakdowns are removed. All expended maneuverability, adaptability, and uses of components are replenished. But that happens on long rest.
I was looking for the table. Oh, there it is. Okay, patching. You said you get the advantage for what again?
Being in a short rest. I posted maintenance in the chat there.
Maintenance wagon. Okay, got it. Alright, go ahead and make your Wainwright check, which I believe is either intelligence or... What was the other stat? Was it con?
Don't remember that. I think it
Wainwright
was con,
checks.
yeah.
Here they are. Strength or intelligence?
Yeah, it was. I remember it was one of my lowest stats. I'm going to use intelligence.
Alright.
It's just an ability check.
Yes.
17. Yeah.
17. Very good. Alright. Patch type is going to be D8s. How
I think
many
if I
D8s
click
is
this.
it? So you spend one use, patch table, then roll a die for each level of the wagon. So it is a level 6 wagon, so you roll 68.
Okay.
Some highs and lows in there.
That's 26.
26.
Basically, full repair.
Yep, 2 hit points short, I believe.
I couldn't repaint that flame stripe on there properly, Vegas. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll take care of it later.
I'll expend one of the charges for the maintenance kit. Yes, with a little bit of downtime, you do manage to properly patch the hole in the roof, making sure that no loose snow or extra cold gets in. But now you also know that there's a giant bird on the loose. Very bright, colorful bird.
Tell me about it.
Would you like to do anything else as a part of this rest or downtime?
Give the gang their last lesson of Vanya's voiceless speech.
Aw, yeah.
Is
Now
this the last
whole
one for the
gang
whole
can
party?
be in.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the 30th day.
Now everyone's in on the bit.
Alrighty. Well, with that very stressful sudden encounter very quickly over, as you all prove to be a very efficient deterrent, ballistas or not, your day eventually draws to a close, and you can see Severport up on the horizon. Is there anything you would like to do for the morning of the next day? And if you need to use the long rest to recharge anything, make sure to do so now.
Ready?
I'm gonna do it just in case.
And would you look at that? It regains all 6 charges that it lost yesterday.
Nice.
Alrighty. Alright, so morning of the next day. Any preps or talks before heading into Severport?
Probably a tiny quick talk. Just kind of gathering the group. So, if Yuri was telling the truth, there's probably ferals here. Like a lot of them, if he's telling the truth. So we gotta be careful, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I know that's rich coming from me, but just to
Now,
be
there
sure.
seems to be some under every rock we've upturned around the Beast World so far, so let's stay as careful as we have been.
And if Iggy isn't here, what do we want to do? Where do we want to go from here?
Well, I wasn't able to get the chicken in Jägerwald, so I would like to look around and see if I can get the chicken in the little coop for the wagon.
Okay.
I'm aware this is maybe not the priority, but
We were just talking
So-
about the rock, and you said chicken. I thought you were talking about the rock still.
maybe I was. Catch it, tame it, now the wagon can fly.
Just dangling from the end, like that scene in Jurassic Park Lost World.
Yeah.
Just like pinned to the back of the wagon. But what do we think?
I thought we were going to be using the port to travel.
Well, yeah, but where? I know a ski and I have potential business in the Batyan.
Wasn't that also where our next dungeon lead was?
Not that I know.
Maybe I misremember.
Yeah, you don't have any current active dungeon leads. You've not bought any.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a long trip by boat, but it could be interesting if you wanted to do it like that.
Wait,
Maybe.
what? I don't need to go anywhere by boat.
Also out of character. Where was my next? I know I'm getting jumped for my next.
You've been given
SHL.
no information on your next match, if that's what you're
Oh,
asking.
okay. So not even location wise. Got
Nope.
it. Got it.
Since you're basically a free roaming delver, they kind of have to plan around where you'll end up being. So
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be all over the place.
Well, I wouldn't mind going to the Batyan.
You can go into our area after that. You could see the birthplace of the SHL.
I could.
The best matches are there anyways.
Agreed.
Aspen positively shriveling up at the thought.
But I don't know about anything else. I think check for Iggy here, and then yeah, I guess we jump on a ship.
Okay.
Via ship, we have wagons. We don't need to go over the ocean.
I don't want to spend
Ship
months on. Yeah, it'd take way less time.
Duh. But ships are evil.
Uh huh. I'm waiting for a different excuse.
Aspen's shoulders just gonna sink.
Plus, it'll be
Oh,
nice
we
and
could-
extra cold, so you can get prepared for when you get to the Batyan, and it's not cold anymore.
We could go back to Jägerwald and take the fancy gateway thing.
I mean, I guess. But that's an 11-day trip just to
Hmm.
go through a portal when we
Yeah.
could sail, and that might be just as quick. We can always ask how long it takes. If it takes longer to get there on ship, then I guess we go to Jägerwald and do the portal. How does that sound?
We should have left Jägerbelt through the junction gate if that's the case.
Well, we were coming here to check and see if Iggy's actually here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a...
How's this? If Aspen wants to go through the junction gate, that wagon can go through the junction gate, and I'll wait for you guys in an area with Charlotte and
I mean, I'm gonna still say we use the boat.
Me too.
It's the most interesting split the party decision I've ever heard.
I don't want to deal with it. If you don't want to go on a boat, be my guest.
The junction gate cannot have storms.
Well,
No risk of a shipwreck and ending up at the bottom of the ocean.
or getting eaten alive by vampire bat dog things on the way back on. Oh wait, no, that can happen on the land route.
They can fly. That can happen on either route.
Not over running water, it can't. And I don't know any bigger source of running water than the ocean, Aspen. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, we're gonna go take a boat, regardless.
Let's go.
Okay, you take a boat. I will walk around.
No.
All right. I assume we're strolling into Severport at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you get there within a reasonable amount of time. You were fairly close when you had to stop, but you get there in roughly about 6-ish hours. So you arrive, I want to say probably close to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not too bad. You enter through a very large walled off section of this peninsula where you see very large these walls that span from like the inner portions of this lake towards the outer edges where it meets the sea are quite tall. They kind of remind you a little bit of like the gates to Jaeger Vault, except they're a bit more open to the fact that they're not built into a mountainside. But they still have that same kind of like vastness to them. And as you approach the main gateway, you see a checkpoint up ahead. You notice that there are a couple wagons coming through, and they're being stopped as the local watchers are inspecting for who knows what.
Shrug.
Eventually, your wagons come up, and one of the Orion Watchers approaches. Which wagon is in front?
Probably
Mine.
the Rio? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the Watcher approaches the Rio since it is up first, and looks up to whoever's riding on top right now with Deidre.
I guess I'd be on top.
All right, so they look up to you and Deidre. State your business for Severport.
Visiting and then also travel.
What are the purpose of your visitations?
Buying rations and then leaving or via the port.
Kind of looks towards your wagon for a second. You Delvers, I take it?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just need the name and the occupants for your wagons.
Okay.
And I presume you just
Yeah.
list that off.
Yeah, I'll just list off the party's names. There's nothing incriminating there.
Yeah. Yeah. While they're getting like this information down, there's like another watcher kind of like approaching from like the other side, just kind of like looking over the wagons, just kind of glancing here and there. But after a bit, they don't appear to find anything that they're looking for, and they let you through. The two wagons roll on by, and you can now see and smell the vast port city of Severport. And very quickly you notice that this is a very busy place. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Louvain in that it is got people moving about all over the place. There are carts and wagons moving through the streets, carrying materials, supplies, fish, goods, all sorts of stuff.
Range.
Yes, you see lots of elks, lots of ursines, but you also notice that there is a very large portion of latines that are here too. Ferrets and otters. You do occasionally spot the rare instances of like maybe a snow vulpin here and there, and then occasionally some wolves and canines, but predominantly mostly native Orients and heavily favored in Latines. You also will take notice that as your wagons are moving through, some of these shops are much smaller in size, built for Latines. So some of the individual building areas are very accommodating to their tech-savvy neighbors.
What does it smell like?
Well, you get the nice open air of like being close to the sea, the ocean, I should say. So you do get that kind of like nice, kind of like fresh breeze, but you also get that heavy industrial smell, mixes of like fumes and metal, and occasionally some smoke. You do notice that their port is quite vast. There are many ships in the harbor. Some of them are not like actively docked. Some of them are further out into like the bay itself. But you do notice that a lot of their ships are being actively worked on from time to time, and you can see just how big these ships are in comparison to any ships you've probably seen prior. The more noticeable ones are huge, like insanely big, and a lot of the framing of the ships are also made of metal.
So it smells like Port Talbot. Got it. That's a special one for any Welsh viewers.
So where do we think we should look first?
They could always ask around. It's not like he doesn't stand out.
There isn't many dragons around, sure. Vegas, you've got a nicer face than a lot of us. You ask around.
Thank you.
It'll have you know I am very friendly and approachable.
I can't see your eyes.
Yeah, things that have never happened ever.
Aspen just scowls.
Alright, who do you think you would just kind of like reach out to? Just like someone randomly passing by, looking for like a
No.
stall? Are you trying to find somebody like distinct or like a guard?
Yeah, maybe a guard or a dock worker.
Okay. Take your pick, because I will give different answers based off both of those.
Dock worker.
Alright, interesting choice. So you find, we'll say another canine individual, kind of like a lab, and he's currently like carrying a crate from one of the nearby docks towards a local establishment. You just kind of like flag him down for a second, and he's like stopping and holding the crate tightly to like not lose his grip on it. Yeah? What do you want?
Looking for a dragon. Seen one lately? Tall, silver.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I have. Give me 1 second. He just kind of like
Yeah,
steps inside to like put the crate down. Caught him in a bad moment. He dusts up and kind of like wipes off on his like apron for a second, and then steps out. Said a large silver dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saw one over down in the private docks. Is talking with one of the Benyoshan Navy admirals that were here.
Mm-hmm. Could you point me in that direction? I'm a friend.
Yeah, sure. And then he gestures to one of the areas in the docks that you notice that has surprisingly not as much activity. There's a couple ships here and there, but a lot of them seem to be under like new construction. So like a lot of these aren't even like ready to like hit the water yet. Yeah, remember seeing him walking around a couple days ago? Does stand out, but haven't really been paying too much attention since.
That's all right. That's definitely a lead. I appreciate it.
Of course. He just kind of like heads
carry
back
on.
and starts unpacking the crate he brought up.
Okay.
What's he unpacking? Just random shit.
Yeah, like random stuff for his shop.
Okay.
Aspen's just mumbling, like, I could have made them talk to just as easily.
Then why didn't you?
Next time I will. In fact, if you want, I could go pick another book.
I so badly don't want you to.
Just jealous.
You're just jealous.
I could approach any one of these peons and make me tell them whatever I want.
Sorry, what did you call them?
Oh my god, dude. Let's go.
Work.
I just called them
Done.
peons. They are not peons.
You're a peon.
I am very much not.
Yes, you are.
In what context?
You don't. I don't gotta tell you. I just know.
Don't even know what the word means, do you?
You don't know what the word means.
What do it does menial laborers, people who do the repetitive work.
Okay, let's go.
Gladly.
All right. Heading towards this portion of the docks. All right. Do you keep on the wagons, or do you eventually find a place to park them?
We should park.
Yeah.
All right. We'll say that closer towards more one of the residential districts, you could find a local tavern, and you can like hitch the wagons there for the time being. It's a place easily recognizable. And then start heading down towards the dock. And I get perception checks from the party.
Yay!
It's your favorite word.
Yippee!
Perception.
Oh,
Yo, Aspen.
That's like the... I know one of them was a disadvantage, but that's like the third 20 I've rolled tonight.
It is.
What the hell is up with that? I mean, keep going, but...
I saw
Aspen's got the
Vegas's
bigger pool.
dice, but I did not see the result.
Yeah. It's been weird in other games I've played too with the rolls recently. It's odd.
Alright. Well. I'll pull up your stat sheet just to see what the modifier was real quick. Okay. Alright. So, Aspen and Iset with 24s. As you are making your way down to this dock district, you notice there's a decent amount of workers, but in the direction you are currently headed, there is noticeably less. It doesn't seem like there's many people working on this side of the harbor for some reason. You did remember that Sylvia mentioned that there were less people interested in the working the naval part of Severport at this time, so it might be not as well occupied as you would expect. You do also notice that as you are moving through, you recognize some armor from your previous ventures in Edelstan. You see a couple of these silver armored individuals who were last time moving some wares through Edelstan's port. There are a couple of them, and they appear to be patrolling. Anything you would like to do with that information?
Nudge Vegas.
Huh.
Velcro, you're doing all the
There's
talking.
the perception check now.
Oh wow, that
I'm,
took a
I'm
moment.
sorry, like, just out of character, I'm doing really fucking rough right now. I have no idea what to do.
You're good.
Wait, did my perception check just come out like that?
Yeah, it just now came out 2 minutes later.
Oh, I did not know you were waiting on me.
No.
No.
I saw the
Oh.
dice roll, so I saw what the number on the dice was, but I had already like added the total, so I knew it wasn't high
I
enough to.
understand.
Yeah, it's really delayed.
All right. So which one looks like they're in charge of like the dock workers towards the private docks, or at least somebody that I can
You
speak
haven't
to?
noticed anybody that has been in charge, but Aspen has pointed out to you that there are some familiar silver armored individuals on patrol right now. Same ones that you saw moving wares through Edelstan.
Got it. Oh yeah, I could flag one of those guys down, or approach one, I suppose.
Okay. So, you wave towards them. One of them stops and just kind of like reaches over towards his patrolling partner and gets his attention as well. They kind of look in your direction. One of them is a Equine. The other one, I'm on the wrong tab. Where'd it go? So one of them is a Equine, and the other one is a Sloth.
Cool.
But they look in your direction. Is like, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a friend of mine, and I was told he was last seen this way. A bit tall, silver dragon.
They look to each other for a moment. Give me an insight check.
Yep.
Ooh. Dirty 20. You notice that when they glance towards each other for a moment, they seem to be exchanging some kind of like
Mhm.
not directly communicating, but there seems to be a shared understanding when they glance towards each other. Something you said clearly tipped them off. But they look back towards you and are like, sorry, haven't seen any dragons.
Hmm.
Can we insight check that?
Yeah, can I insight check that as well?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I didn't need a nat 20 for that, but yeah.
Yeah, your follow-up insight, with your previous insight, you can definitely tell that they're lying.
Listen, I get it, but this is a family matter. Are you sure you haven't seen him?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, damn.
Sorry, but we don't divulge information regarding any of our company. Move along, please.
Right.
They keep on their way towards their patrols.
Could I leave a letter with you in case you do come across him? I was told he was here last.
They've just ignored you at this point. They're still going.
That's okay. As long as they're not looking at me, I'm just going to proceed. Look around for myself with whoever's tagging along.
Vanya's definitely around.
Yeah, Aspen
Follow
still is
around.
by.
The gang's all here.
I could, it'd be, a little risky, but I think I could try and sneak past them, and if I am seen, I can just be like, oh, sorry, wandered in the wrong place. But, I could try and look closer to where the main operation is for them. What do you think?
Go for it.
Duh, seems fine.
Yeah,
Sure
would-
they'd be so willing to accept that excuse, but
Well,
I
if
think
they get
we have
fussy,
a
we
good
can
way
take them.
out, anyways.
and I could probably run pretty quick, so we'll see. I'll go have a look. Let me think of something. Does anybody have anything that I could, if I'm struggling or if I do get caught and they try to keep me captive or whatever? I doubt that's going to happen, but do any of you have anything that I could use as a sort of help? Come get me.
I still have one of the sending stones. Who has the other?
I think it's.
Charlotte?
Didn't we leave that in Louvain?
No, your party has the sending stones.
Oh, then yeah, I think Charlotte has one.
Charlotte most likely has the other one, because I think you two kind of like buddy system, talk to each other a lot.
And
So, yeah,
for-
Charlotte
for
will
lack
pass
of-
over
yeah.
the sending stone to you.
Yep. There you go.
and I'll try and slip off behind them as best I can.
Okay.
If there's any way
You're
I can
close
squeeze
enough.
around.
If
What was
you're,
that, sorry?
if you're close enough, make the sound of a snowy owl, and I will come in and murder everyone.
Okay, sure.
Just
Just
bring me on the
smile
sending
nervous.
stone.
Uh-huh.
Maybe murder is a strong word, but I will smack some heads.
Just kind of mouth to Vegas. I don't know what a snowy owl sounds like.
Mm.
Just leave.
Alright. Give me a stealth check, and then let's do an investigation.
Okay. So that's the stealth.
You'll like a ghost.
An investigation is dog shit. Okay.
Alright.
If only Eliza were here, she combines both.
You
Right.
can't be seen, but you can't see shit either.
See, I've got perception for days, but investigation, no.
Yeah, we're looking for clues here. So, you sneak over towards this part of the port that they have mostly kind of like restricted access to. You find a hole in one of the nearby fences and are able to like squeeze through unnoticed. As you're moving around, you try to look for signs of like Iggy or anything related to him. You don't see any dragons, so that is the first most obvious thing that comes to your attention. And you're just kind of like shuffling around, like moving behind a lot of these different crates, kind of like hiding behind portions of like ship pieces that are being used to manufacture these large icebreakers, and are struggling to find anything of immediate note. But you do see that there are dock workers around here. and they are moving about, but they are speaking in a language you don't immediately recognize.
Okay. Can I find a more isolated dock worker, like that's got no friends around?
Okay. Somebody who's like kind of like off by themselves.
Yeah, not to do anything malicious, but more to like less people to question why I'm around.
Yeah.
Basically.
Find it. Okay. Yeah. We'll say there's one person off the side, and he's currently getting like this large chain, kind of like spooled up together at the moment.
Okay.
And he's just kind of like there by himself.
Yeah, just gonna actually just approach normally, and just be like, "Hi, I'm looking for a friend. Tall silver dragon, wears a lot of heavy armor."
All right. Let's see.
Give him my most disarming, innocent smile.
All right. You see a pretty sturdy looking bison, and he looks down to you, slightly surprised. I'm sorry. Are you lost?
Little. That's why I'm looking for my friend.
I'm sorry. Who did you say you were looking for?
Tall silver dragon, wears a lot of heavy armor. Iggy, above table. Iggy does wear a lot of Dranfinian
Yeah.
market. Yeah, Dranfinian as well. Should stand out like a sore thumb, really.
He sits there and he thinks for a moment, just kind of like looking you over, because like kind of surprised to see just like a random Marine wandering in here and trying to process like what he should do at the moment. Well, I do remember seeing someone that matches that description. Don't really know them personally. They were speaking with the captain for the most part. How did you get in here again?
Oh, I just came in through the front.
Deception check.
I did just go through the front.
You did, technically.
12? World's worst rogue. Let's go.
He glances you over for a moment. Is like, okay. Well, this is a private dock, so you're gonna have to like look for your friend elsewhere. And he kind of like starts ushering you back towards the front.
Okay. Alright, I'll leave. That looks important. I'll make my way out.
Yeah, he is basically following you, making sure you're going back out through the front gate.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll let him just escort me right out. I'm not gonna try.
You don't
want to
start a
away.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
he
walk on
eventually
back,
leads you out through the front gate and quickly closes it behind you.
Just kind of grumble to myself, keeping a cheery exposition, but grumbling still, and try and regroup with the others, try and find them.
Alright. I imagine the rest of you are hanging out pretty close nearby.
Yeah. Listening for owl noises.
Just come walking back to the group. I got a decent way in, but people don't really buy my flavor of lie as well as some of you. But
tight-lipped around here.
yeah, the one person I did manage to speak to apparently saw a dragon speaking to the captain, though.
Who's the captain? There's so many boats here.
I'm imagining captain referring to the company of whatever they are, mercenaries or whatever.
Brilliant, let's go talk to the captain.
Well, we'd have to get past, and it's...
Look, I'm just saying, if all of us walk in there together, I bet they're not actually willing to fight.
I disagree.
I don't think that's the
A
issue.
group of mercenaries, I think, are willing to fight just about any time.
They're probably
but
paid
look at
pretty
them.
well to fight.
Look at us, we're amazing. They wouldn't stand a chance and they know it.
I think we'd rather not blow whatever operation Iggy's got running.
Yeah, if he's actually undercover, I still think we should look close at some point. Maybe come back at night. And... That is, if the rest of you agree. If not, we can just actually do what we said we were doing to the people out front and get on that boat.
Well, I'd be one to come back at the dead of night, but we still got to make like we're leaving tomorrow, because we are.
Yeah, well, a night should be enough to try and find him. If he's not still here, then maybe he moved on. But, or maybe, I mean, this is still all on the information of Yuri, remember?
It could be outdated, yeah.
Yeah.
I do kind of want
It
to
was
fight one of
worth a
these guys.
shot. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight for the rest of the time I'm in Aurea, frankly.
Do you think if I just asked one of them, I could get a fight?
Yeah.
I don't think you should.
Just a little friendly match with blades.
Why don't you and
Yeah, why don't you
Vegas
just
have a
fight
little
me?
scrap?
Because I already know how that one would end.
Do you?
One more time?
It's been a while.
Aspen just looks at Vegas, looks up and down. No.
That's very
That's fine.
uncharacteristic of you, Aspen.
I like new fights and new experiences. I like to learn things from my victories or losses.
Alright. Just don't make it a loss that we have to come and pick up after.
I still don't think you should do it.
Fine, I won't do it.
I mean, if you come back later tonight, it might turn into one.
Yeah.
Aspen just tilts their head looking at Vanya for a moment. We should fight sometime this was.
No. Just walks away.
Not a friendly sparring match like with Vegas?
I think you would probably bury me if you tried to throw me like you did Vegas.
But you've seen the self-control ones in the family. I didn't kill Vegas.
I haven't seen you do no, but I had to basically peel him off of that arena floor.
Duh, but he was alive.
Uh-huh.
That's how you know it's a good sparring match.
Yeah, I don't do the whole one-on-one thing very well.
She's got to fight me first before getting to you, Aspen.
But you're so fast and stabby.
Long, exasperated sigh.
I need to point out that when saying fast and stabby, Aspen just had a hand up like doing tiny little rapey motions. Doink, doink, doink.
Look, we can fight if you get on the boat.
Oh! She's got you, Aspen.
Jake, can you roll insight a second?
No, I don't see shit.
Yeah, Aspen's just like stone faced. Just black.
That's just the usual Aspen face, yeah.
I will think about it.
And I don't know when I'm gonna fight you, Vegas. Just kind of nervous eyes up to Vegas.
Shadowbox at you once and you see God.
Right? Just Uh,
I feel there's equal
Anyway.
chance. Either you just slam her into the dirt, or she climbs you like spider. You can't get her off, and when she stabs you in the eyes or something.
gonna do that. What? What sort of friendly fights do you... You know what? Never mind.
But
I can't even complain about you in private anymore. It's not fair.
you complained about me in private.
Oh, I complain about all of you. Just exhales, looking at a ski with this look of desperation. Please help. It's just a look. It's not voice of speech.
Vanya, what kind of things are you saying about
I
me in
think
private?
if there's any one thing that a ski has learned so far is that there are no limits to Aspen's stubbornness. So just don't even start that fight.
I feel proud of that recognition.
Where are we going? Till tonight, I guess.
Devon,
Want to tie one on?
Blink. What?
Drink.
Oh, sure. Why not? I'm gonna need a few if we're gonna keep on these sort of discussions anyway.
What sort of discussions, Vanya?
About me having to fight either you or Aspen, which you're
Well,
both like more than twice my size in every respect.
Okay, yeah, sure, flexes, but also, real quick, what are you saying about me behind my back?
Wonderful things. It's fine.
Hmm.
In fact, I didn't really say anything bad about any of you, seriously bad anyway. Just, you know, the way you complain about people, this would actually be a persuasion. Because she's telling the truth. Yeah, she's telling the truth. She never said she bad-mouthed Vegas, not once.
Mm-hmm. He's got, like, his tongue behind his teeth, like, alright.
In voiceless speech to Vegas. Anyway, you can tell now.
Very cool.
Alright. So what's the plan?
Drink. Heist.
Tavern. Yeah.
Alright. Head back to the one that you hitched the wagons at then.
Yeah.
Alright. You arrive back to the local tavern. The Flotsam's Rest. There are lots of decorative, like, ship parts that have been salvaged from wrecks that make up a lot of the exterior decorations of this local tavern. You head in. You see dock workers, and local merchants, local townsfolk. Pretty normal-ish scene. As you are getting settled in, though, you hear a voice shout from the other side of the tavern. Vanya, is that you?
Look to voice. Is that Norris?
You see a very familiar otter. Carrying
Yay!
his tinkering pack. You have found Norris. And I think we will go on break from there.
Yeah. Okay.
we do enjoy Norris.
I'm gonna take a quick moment to do my dishes in the meantime.
Alright.
I'm gonna go make coffee, so I don't die.
What did you do? Where am I?
Everyone's on break.
Oh god, I thought I was alone in the void.
Yep. Take time to get logged in, settled, and then think about any of your like spells that you needed to prepare or such. It's been plenty of several days.
I got
We'll be right back.
you. Yay. Hi, everybody. It's me.
Ahoy! Welcome back. Oh my god.
I was speaking to the audience, but yes. Sorry I've been away. I was busy contributing to society. Why in the world did they put me near the Secrets of Fear? There we go. One day I'll do the multiversal menagerie. But until then. The loading. Fortunately, I had to pay the price today because I have the next 3 days off visiting friends in Palm Desert. But I was required to work today for it.
Stay lovey.
So it goes. I've been meaning to promise to finish Clock Tower 2 for them. Not to be confused with Clock Tower 2 for the PS1. Not to be confused with Clock Tower The First Sphere. I think I fucked it up. Clock Tower is very funny titling. I've also been playing Against the Storm, which reminds me of Beast World in a very, very humans and furries living in society thing.
Gosh.
But it's like a city sim roguelike, which sounds weird, but it works. It's also very long. They got foxes in, but they look kind of draconic. But I think that's just the art style and the fantasy they want to go for.
Very curious.
No sheep, I'm afraid.
No sheep, no buy. Simple as that.
I am on. Yippee!
Hooray. Well,
Ooh,
I'm sure
yeah.
you'll be glad to know that we did just fine against the Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, let's go with that.
He smelt it before he asked. I forgot because I level up, I have more spells.
Uh-huh. And I think for some reason the New Day button still doesn't work on you, but don't worry about it.
Strange.
Doesn't work on me either. I have no idea what like under the hood the game is trying to do that's failing.
Wait, is mending an illegal spell or something for gore?
Oh, let me
It's not.
flip.
Okay, it was unprepared for some reason.
You're in mending a cantrip?
It's somehow not prepared.
Make any sense?
Weird. Here.
Yeah, the only cantrip that's banned is guidance.
Yep.
Yeah, I just slapped it into the chat.
Thank you.
Oh, Norman.
Yee.
Funny things happened in my Wednesday game.
Uh-huh.
You remember what happened the last time I described the situation?
Yes.
Yeah, Ludinus Dareth, Primordial Dragon.
Yes.
Bad
Hi,
situation.
hello.
Yeah,
Very bad.
It was not great.
You're back.
Long story short, we
Spec died.
No. We stayed and fight. A lot of us were getting hurt. A lot of us were getting down. What ended up happening is, most of us took damage, constantly that fight, except for the fighter, who we had stacked 7 different buffs on. We'd all throw like he had haste, he had fly, he had Tensor's transformation, he had a potion of like cloud giant strength. He had so many buffs on him. We basically turned him into a bomb. He was going to be our backup plan if Lavellin's bomb didn't go off. But her bomb did go off, and obviously did very little to him. So we had our fighter constantly just harassing him. We managed to kill Ludinus when we weren't supposed to.
Nice.
Ha!
Because he was a CR-24 enemy.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of those.
And here's the thing, we were fighting him, we were also fighting 3 other bosses, one of which was the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Alduin's boss!
Yeah, so we were fighting 3 or 4 different bosses at the same time. This was supposed to be a fight we were supposed to run from. And the problem is, this group has never run from a fight in their fucking lives.
To be fair, that's 99% of D&D groups.
Yeah, but our group specifically is insanely stubborn. We went into one of the most popular stories that we go back to is the troll encounter, where the DM started adding more trolls exponentially to try to force us to leave. We were there for more than 10 rounds before we're like, yeah, maybe we should start considering leaving. We had already killed like 30 some trolls at this point.
I feel in this
D&D
weird
players.
position where I don't know the D&D context for what the Queen of Air and Darkness is, but that is the nickname for a Star Trek race. So
That is Mab, Queen Mab, Titania's other half.
oh, see, I was just thinking the Demons of Air and Darkness, which is the Iconians.
Yeah, Titania's sister, the Queen of the Unseelie. Okay, like the biggest, evilest fairy that ever did exist.
So yeah,
they're fine.
he tried to escape. We killed him. The moon shot a beam at him and did a lot of damage to the surrounding area as a result. Didn't seem very happy. We literally ended the fight at that moment. That was the end of the session, so we haven't figured out what to do. But Danny wasn't expecting us to do that. So
Whoop.
so they have to figure out how to rewrite part of that campaign because he wasn't supposed to die yet, and also having to like nerf our party overall because they don't like that we stack so many buffs on one person. Because again, the rest of us were being challenged roughly. The fighter, not so much. One of his crits, just one crit, did over 110 damage.
I
What in the ever-loving fuck?
Jesus Christ, also not back high.
Hey Vera.
Welcome back.
Yeah, the problem was his dice rolls are normally really shit. So, we've been giving him a lot of stuff because to compensate for his really terrible, like, Will Wheaton levels of, like, dice rolls.
Yeah,
And he popped off this
Nat
fight.
1, the king, or
Yeah, he rolled, I think, at least 3 different nat 20s during that fight. So he
Jeez.
was very much popping off. So we managed to, like, defeat 2 of the Fae, and they got sent back. And then the last one ran off after we killed Ludinus. So yeah, we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen. That's a whole scenario.
yeah, that sounds wild.
Remember, folks, if you're a big nasty villain, I don't know if they're the BBG, die suddenly. Just get a fanatic obsessed with them to carry on their plans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
See-
that easy, huh?
I have backup plans if for some reason you manage to kill the VBEG, but also, there might be an instance where you also should probably run. We'll see how that goes for you though.
I've never run in a D&D game, and I don't intend to start now.
Lies. Yes, you have.
I have?
Yes. My BBEG scared you the fuck away.
I mean, I shot it, everyone else hit.
You still ran.
Eh.
It also helps that I play a coward. Anyways,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
I play idiots. Play what I know.
We're here.
Yes. You have
Been here
just
a little while.
arrived at Severport. Has anyone else caught Norman up on what's happened so far?
I heard about the rock.
Oh, hi, Norman.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
So
Exactly,
Re-
yes.
yeah, we fucked up a rock. It nearly died and ran away. We arrived. We asked about where we could potentially find Iggy. We're told that he's been seen around potentially. Well, a dragon in armor has been seen around. We went to leave the wagons at an inn. We went to the private docks where we were told that he was seen. were stopped at the gates. Vegas managed to suss out that the guards were lying about not seeing him or seeing a dragon recently. And then Vanya snuck in the back to have a look, talked to one of the dock workers that was behind this entrance. They said that they'd seen one, but not recently, and then they asked her why she was back there, escorted her away, and then we have left to go back to the tavern to figure out what we're going to do until the night, when some of us are going to try and sneak in, or all of us, and see if we can find out more from behind that gate.
Interesting.
And apparently Aspen and Vegas both want to have one-on-one fights with Vander at some point.
Good God.
Oh, secretly, I'm just trying to one-up Aspen. I don't care if I fight Vanya or not.
Aspen wants a one-on-one fight with everyone in the party.
And you've arrived at a local tavern where a friendly face has spotted you. It is Norris, the Latine tinkerer that you met in Edelstan. Speaking of...
Map.
Oh, it's at an angle. Oh, it's scary.
I've also shrunk a lot of the tokens.
Norris!
Yeah.
Well, this is delightful.
That little guy. I like that little guy. Yeah.
So yeah, you see Norris has rushed over towards your table. Has spotted Vanya in particular. I didn't know you were
Proceeds to
coming
gush
over this
about
way.
The crossbow. Yeah, we're trying to find a friend.
Oh, one of your friends is over here.
You remember Big Dragon?
Yeah, the big silver one.
You seen him around? It's been a
Yeah.
while.
He was here a couple
Where?
days ago.
Gonna let Vegas take over now.
Go on.
Yeah, he left out on one of those company ships. It's headed to
Silver Claw Company.
Yeah, same one.
Okay, go
Wait.
on.
You said where?
They're heading to Vigneault, last I checked.
Interesting.
I don't know
Where's-
whereabouts.
I see.
I have
a
family
long
in
trip.
Vigneault.
It was lightly frustrating to have missed him by such a small margin.
Yeah, it was just a couple of days ago. Don't know exactly what. Didn't really have time to talk with them. Was too busy getting a lot of my business done.
What you working on?
Oh well, I've been working on some new stuff for some like these Orion ships. You remember the kind of like collapsible ballista idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I had a design I'd worked up that could work up as a pop-up for ships like that and keep the decks clear. And
Interesting.
well, somebody really liked my ideas, and they invested into it. So I've got a contract.
Oh, good work.
Hey, you wouldn't have seen anyone that he was hanging out with, right? Was it just other people in the company, or?
Yeah, he was about. Mostly saw him when I was talking with my contractor, though, who he was also talking to sometimes.
Who's your contractor?
Commodore Crowley. He's from the he's a Venusian pirate hunting naval admiral, something or other. I'm really bad
Yeah,
with those Venusian titles.
No, he's I know the type.
Do you?
Interesting.
Do they
I
get a
have
lot of
family in
pirates
Vigneault.
up here?
From what I hear, They have some Orion patrols along the waters. Not as much anymore, but there is words of piracy. Though there's also kind of like some monsters coming from the north too, and that's not really helpful.
Sounds like some extremely valid reasons not to board a vessel.
Well, they're up north, Aspen, so it's fine. We're going south.
They're coming from up north.
Uh-huh.
Oh, are you getting on a ship?
Well, the like-
Tomorrow, probably.
Where are you heading out to?
Bachan.
Oh, I've never been that far.
It's really nice. You should.
I've been there a long time ago.
I might swing that way. I'll have to see how this contract holds out first.
Is it proving hard, or?
Not so much. The Commodore's been very accommodating. There's been plenty of funding, and a lot of the people that I work with are pretty knowledgeable.
Good.
They've got 5 ships out in the harbor, and one of them they've had apparently contracted from some of the Orion shipwrights here. It's like a big icebreaker. The entire ship made of metal.
We do build the best ships.
So then you'll trust them. If we're taking an Orion one, right?
We won't be taking an Orion one. I just know it. And even the best ships are susceptible to weather.
If I have to push you on that thing myself, I will.
This time you can definitely feel Aspen squinting at you.
Aspen, don't worry. I've been on ships before. You don't have to go out. You don't have to even go out to the deck. You can just stay in your room.
I have never been on a ship, and I think it's probably better to stay that way.
No, it'll be fine.
It'll be fun.
There is so much water out there.
You can stay in the wagon.
Yeah, you could just take one of your wagons onto the ship and just stay in the wagon.
But again, the water everywhere.
You'll be fine.
You don't have to think about it. Just imagine the wagon just going through rocky terrain.
You could also just sleep.
Yeah. At night, I'll come by your window and make ground noises to drown out the ocean noises if it helps.
What?
It looked like Aspen was getting really grumpy for a moment there, but they just kind of stop and just turn to Vegas in their seat, just like, what? What are ground noises?
As
You should
opposed to
know.
sky noises.
Anyway, so that's all that's got you out here right now? The contract?
Yeah. I'm about to see how long it'll hold up. I do know that the Commodore did say that their flotilla is going to move out here soon. Apparently, they've got some kind of plans.
You going to be traveling with them, or are you staying on the mainland?
Based off their contract, I'll most likely be going with them. So wherever they're heading.
Okay. Well, if it's half as good as this thing is, I'm sure they'll be fine when you get it working.
How's it been?
Amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Gushing about it in general.
I think I'll try to work on some ideas to see if I can improve it any.
Do you think you can make like? I know this may seem much like a mobile mini ballista, like able to move on its own, or is that too much?
I've considered it, but I don't really know how to like keep something like that moving. It's kind of hard. I mean, like most ballistas that have movement just have like very large wheels, and they're a little bit cumbersome. can't really turn that well.
I have a technical question.
Uh-huh.
At what point does a ballista become a crossbow?
When you can
Size.
carry it in your hand? He looks genuinely confused by your question.
So how
Yeah.
large can you make a crossbow?
How large a person can you make?
Not larger than it needs to be?
I'm just pondering a crossbow with some extremely large bolts. I think it would be a nice option for me.
What would you be shooting at?
Well, we fought a rock on the way here, and I figured it might be more reliable than javelins.
You fought a boulder?
No, the
Big
giant
bird.
wood.
Imagine an eagle, way larger.
Like bigger than the wagons. I had to patch a massive hole it put inside the roof of the Rio.
Oh, you ran into that bird.
Uh,
The very
Yeah.
same.
There's a bounty out on that bird right now. It's been
Are you
harassing a
kidding
lot
me?
of the caravans going through.
Yes, I know.
we almost killed it.
I vote we go back and take the bird.
It's
I
like a
want
day's travel.
The drumstick.
It probably flew back to the mountains to heal from the injuries. It's
So
who knows
even
where it
longer?
could be.
As much as I'd love to finish that thing off, yeah, I worry it's not going to be worth it.
We'll be spending time meandering through the slopes.
Additionally, they might give us trouble if we try and come back through here, since we did tell them we'd be leaving through here.
Uh-huh.
So
Who
anyway,
are you
the
in trouble with?
Nobody.
Oh no, we just said we're gonna be here like a day, so that
Yeah,
people up front.
the guards at the checkpoint.
No, the guards, I wouldn't really worry about them too much. They've got their hands full mostly.
Okay, but like it.
With what?
Mostly the lack of like on-hand soldiers. So there's not as many of them, unfortunately. But there's not really like a crime problem. They're just kind of like spread thin. Some of it has to do with the fact that a lot of them are also kind of like makeshifts on some of the like the naval patrols because they're shorthanded, and then also just kind of like extra staffing onto like the wall in case of any stray monsters.
Huh. Okay.
I might recommend you to a friend if he comes by up here. He's a ways. He was a shipwright. He worked on cannons.
Oh, nice.
He's got this little. I don't know how he made it. He never really explained it to me. He has this little cannon, and it's able to move on its own.
Sounds like some kind of like arcane nonsense.
Oh, is that? That makes sense.
But do you know where to get the chicken?
What?
A chicken.
Like a live one?
Duh.
Probably
I
at the
didn't get one
market.
back in
They
so
have livestock.
we should stop there and get the chicken.
We can do that as long as you get on the ship.
Chickens don't like ships either.
So
Well,
you
you're gonna
can
have to get
comfort
used to
the
it.
chicken on the ship, right?
The chicken and I could go on foot.
No.
I'm glad that you have the same boldness as a chicken.
Sometimes wild animals have sensible notions towards danger.
Sometimes they don't.
You could get eggs out of a chicken.
That's the point, I think.
Duh.
If you're scared of going on the boat, I'll hold your hand. It's alright.
I'm just saying we're not supposed to go over the water like that. That is not. It's
We've
just
been
not
doing it
right.
for a while.
It's not like
could-
we're flying or anything.
I could tell you stories about my first two delving groups. To pass time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, but whatever.
Norris, look, you could tell Aspen how safe the ships are, right?
Yeah, ships generally don't sink. They have to have like some serious problems for something like that to happen.
Do they ever go missing? Have you seen one get lost in a storm? Have you ever seen a shipwreck? Have you ever seen people arrive in port after being becalmed at ocean and having to eat each other?
Oh, we found a chicken right here.
Listen here, you
Yes.
little shit.
Aspen, look, I'm gonna go buy you the strongest alcohol they have, and have one with you, and then we're gonna talk about how we're getting you on that boat tomorrow, regardless.
You can drink on the boat too, Aspen.
Uh-huh. I'll go buy the whole bottle, I promise you.
They're going to need more than one.
I'll buy 2.
We're slowly winning them over, Vanya.
Uh-huh.
I hate butter.
That's fine. I didn't like being up here. If it wasn't for this ring, I wouldn't be here.
Maybe we can find a ring of water isn't wet.
Maybe a ring of water walking? That way you could just
I love
stand on
water.
it if the ocean
I
takes the boat somehow.
can do it.
Wait, you can cast that?
I can make people walk on water for an hour.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that will be lovely. We can stand on the ocean when the boat goes down and I can tell you all I told you so.
Yeah, okay, so if it does sink, that's fine. You
I
can
love
brag
water. I
at
love
us
swimming.
the whole time, I promise you. But it's not gonna sink. I'm gonna wander off and go buy that pair of bottles now.
Future campaign notes. Try to see if I can get one of the ships they're on to sink.
Please don't.
We
Just
will
'cause- just
sink
'cause-
the
Just
ship.
because I want to see what Dante does with that. Okay.
Aspen drowning, just bubbles. I told you so.
No.
I've got the whole campaign, and I know there's going to be segments where you're going to be on water.
Just motioning to the boat like that one scene from El Dorado.
Alright, you head up to the bar, and you're, ordering a bottle?
2 bottles of the strongest thing they have. Yeah.
Okay. They'll pass over, I guess 2 bottles of vodka at this point.
Yeah.
And give me perception.
Sure.
Very nice. While you were buying the drinks, you slightly overhear a conversation next to you. And it doesn't sound super interesting at first. One of the individuals is talking about going to a card game here in like the next hour. And as you kind of like glance over to look towards them, something catches your eye. Hooked onto their belt, right next to like their jacket, you see an iron mask.
Okay. While I'm waiting for the drinks, I'm gonna put my back to the bar and try and catch one of my crew's attention. Just non-verbally, just kind of see if I can catch their attention.
I feel like it's going to be pretty easy to catch Aspens.
In voiceless speech, there's a feral next to me, or at least someone with an iron mask. Going to a card game soon, apparently. And then I'm just gonna turn back around and keep listening to them.
Can I whisper that to Vegas.
Yeah, they're right next to you.
Just like get in under the hat and just.
Ah, I see. And I'll also nod to Vanya.
Yeah, you sit and listen for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty close, and they just have no idea you're there at the moment. They're talking to someone complete opposite. Yeah, and you hear that they're talking about a card game. It's in an alley. And it's mostly for, he says, the crew. And mentions, something about them shipping off here soon.
When I hear them
You
saying
get
they're
the
shipping
you get
off
the
soon-
implication that this is a deckhand for some kind of ship.
Yeah, when I hear them saying they're shipping off soon, I'm gonna kind of sidle up a little closer while I'm waiting for the drink still, and say, "Oh, where you headed?" Sorry, Nosy. Shipping out soon myself, so I wonder if we're on the same boat.
The Servain turns to look at you for a moment. Is like, "Oh no, sorry, we're private company."
Oh, is it the one on the dock? And then I'll like relay.
Yeah, the big flotilla out in the harbor.
Yeah, we passed by there. Looks like a big organization. Anyway, sorry. And then I'll sidle back, waiting for the drink.
He just kind of like turns back to his drink.
Looking back over to the table, and we'll just relay all of that. With the added, so he is hanging out with Ferals for some reason.
It's probably Silverclaw Company as a whole. Who's to say a feral can't be a Silverclaw? Thinking to myself.
Yeah. I was gonna say, says Vegas to the table.
Yeah.
Are they anything else along the lines of in an alley? Like, is there a more specific direction?
It's not really specific. He doesn't sound like he's giving too many direct details, but it sounds like he's going to
Yeah.
be leaving here soon.
Okay. We'll say that as well. Should I follow this guy?
That's gonna be a no from me.
Maybe they'll know where Iggy is.
Shrug.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to waiting for the drink, so.
It doesn't take too long. You get the 2 bottles pretty quickly, and a couple of just like tankards as like a just in case.
Hot day. And then walk back to the table. How much was that?
It's like we'll say gold for the 2.
Okay. And then, yeah, sit down, pass one of the bottles to Aspen, and keep one of them for myself. For the boat, okay? Looks at Aspen.
Sorry, say again.
She said, for the boat, okay?
Aspen just takes one of the bottles, looks at it, sort of longingly.
And I have a second one, too. Which is also for you. And dropping into voiceless speech. If this card game's happening soon, maybe we should... I don't know. Am I just... Are we not that interested? Maybe we could find more information.
Just like under their breath, just like, oh, we could just beat the shit out of them.
Maybe, but
And then all of us get our minds wiped.
assuming we all get caught.
Speak for yourself, I am more willful than that.
You saw how well
Yeah,
we handled
right, yeah,
ourselves
right.
the last time we found ourselves in a group of them.
Alright.
If we're not unanimous, then I guess we'd leave, but
Let's
really
just
wanna know where
go
Iggy's.
take care of it.
We don't have to do any fighting. We're just there for information, right?
Right.
He does sound
At
convinced.
least had some magic on our side. It should be easier than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Norris just kind of looks between you all. Is like, "Is everything all right?"
Pointing
Yeah.
to Norris. Yes, everything's all right. Also, I have a
We're quite
proposition for you
fine,
later.
thank you.
He just kind of like looks overwhelmed as everyone responds at once. Like, okay,
I do have a question for you though.
yeah.
When you make your upgrades to, well, on the design you made for this,
Uh-huh.
do you think you could add a way to fire like different types of bolts?
I was thinking about that. See if I could have some kind of like extra loading mechanism. Maybe change some things out. Maybe try to find a way to like maybe fire like a sleeping dart or something like that.
Nods enthusiastically. Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've got to work on it though, because you know, got to make sure that it loads it properly, doesn't break anything, definitely
Shoot
doesn't
into the person
jam.
using it.
Oh, that'll be pretty hard. Well, I mean, assuming you don't like pull your hand too far forward and something happens with the firing mechanism.
Mhm. It's been really good so far, so I trust whatever you make.
Well, I'm glad. I make sure that my designs work well. It's how I netted this contract. About this time, the individual you saw at the bar is getting up and starting to leave.
Gonna look to the rest.
As he walks by, he kind of like pats Norris on the shoulder too,
Ah,
and Norris kind of like looks over, is like, "Oh, bye, Dean."
one of the people you travel with?
Yeah, he's one of the Commodore's crew.
Mhm.
Well, that's not good.
Very interesting.
Why? What's up?
Looks at Aspen. Voice of speech. Take foot out of mouth. Correct.
Just, I do not think it looks like a natural sailor. That is all.
Huh?
Aspen's very critical about
Anything
sailors
to
and
do with the ocean.
boats.
Some people are
Yeah.
made for the sea. Some people will go crazy when they can't see land for 3 days and then end up doing horrible things.
Yeah, like,
Like you?
Aspen.
Very possibly.
Hey.
Duh. Just watch your back around that one on the boat.
Who? Dean?
Duh.
Yeah, he seems pretty nice.
Duh, until he can't see land for 30 days.
I don't think I understand.
Aspen's making straw man arguments to not be on the boat tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Look, this isn't about me.
No, I think Aspen has learned from experience.
Aspen's
That's
never been
seen
on a
other people.
boat.
Well, I'm sure they heard stories of things going awry. Hence
I have
the
never been on a
guidance.
boat, but I know lots of people who have.
I've heard stories about the earth cracking open and swallowing people into the ground, but that's not happened yet, so, you know. Or
Yeah.
giant egg people falling off walls, but that doesn't happen.
What?
Because egg people don't exist.
Boats do exist.
Yeah.
I am fairly sure of this.
I'm just saying that I've heard a lot of stories about things, and not all of them are true.
Are you trying to insinuate that these people haven't really died?
gonna pass that second bottle she got over to Charlotte. Make sure Aspen gets that when we're on the boat tomorrow.
Gonna nod and stow away the bottle.
And voice of speech very quickly. I'm gonna take a quick follow, and then I'll be right back. I have the sending stone. I won't go any further after I see where he goes.
Sounds good.
Update. Who has the other sending stone?
It's Vegas.
Gotcha.
And in just outside normal common, I am going for a walk. Get some sea air.
Okay.
See you back at the wagons.
Yep.
Norris, I have a project for you if you've got some spare time.
I might. What do you have in mind?
Sorry, I was waiting for an ambulance to pass. I want... Are parachutes like a thing? Do we have the concept of a parachute in the Beast World?
I imagine there's been some
Broken rope
crazy.
tech.
No, I
Or that.
imagine there's Latin inventors who've made crazy
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
I mean,
you've
there's-
probably heard of it.
There's Homeland abilities to make like parachutes out of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I want a parachute, but I want it to be reusable. You think you can do that?
I mean, most parachutes are reusable, assuming you don't get snagged in a tree.
I could fix them.
Right. I'm just talking about like I want to deploy it and I want to undeploy it off of my backpack.
Like just being able to somehow wind it
In
back
the
in.
event that I try to do an elbow dive from more than 60 feet and it goes wrong and I want to bail,
When would you do an elbow dive from 60
you
feet?
never know, but it would look so cool and I will take the opportunity if it presents itself.
That's absolutely too situational.
Can you do it, Norris?
I don't know if a parachute would help you slow down that quick.
If anything, it might pull you up and slow you down too quick.
What?
Like you would just be stuck in the air for a bit and float off somewhere.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like you would just need some kind of like magic ring for like a feather fall spell or something.
See, that would work. You would have a little more control.
Okay, but you're not no arcane officer, right, Norris?
And magic's not my specialty.
Right. It would
I
be
wonder if
cool.
Garrett would have known. He's too far away.
Is that most of your inquiry to Norris?
Yeah, for the
I'm
most
just so
part.
sorry for that guy.
Listen, I don't know what the extent of his tinkering are, but he made one really cool thing, so why not make another?
Are we not telling the cool little engineer that he's going on a boat full of racists?
Nope.
No.
All right, Vanya, you tailing somebody?
I'm tailing. What did he say his name was? Dean?
Dean,
Yeah.
the Surveying.
Uh huh.
All right. Well, Dora's here. He did get a head start.
Did I notice which way he was going?
You would have seen him walk by the window, going east. I will grab an observer token as well.
Just like pin it
Ooh.
to me or something.
Wow.
Aha. Is this Dean?
Yeah, you eventually will see him taking a turn down a street. Give me a general stealth check if you're trying to be discreet.
Yeah.
Well,
I am the
28's pretty
knight.
good. You see him like walk past the Orion Watcher nearby and just kind of gives a curt wave to him, but just keeps going. And you watch as he walks past the front of a nearby Bethel and is heading further into the alleys.
This is the Bethel.
Mhm.
The one with the light.
Give me stealth and perception. This is always your luck. Alright. Stealth's pretty good. You watch as he approaches towards this in particular alley and goes up towards a gate. And steps on through and closes it behind him. This is like a gate to like a fenced off area. But it doesn't seem to be a building itself.
Okay. I'm gonna give a moment. And I'm gonna use one wall
Mhm.
to hop up on top of the gate, on the fencing, basically, or the gate.
Try
Whatever.
to scale the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not super big. Give me an athletics just to see how well you do it. Natural 20. You get up onto the wall very quickly with no effort.
Did I notice which way he went after, or did I lose him?
You would not be able to see him once he closed the door. But
I'm
you
gonna
can give
stick
me another
here.
perception check. $16? Yeah. You notice he stopped at a nearby table and you see very familiar individuals. Some of them wearing masks, other of them have masks like either on their person or sitting on the table. And they are currently playing a game of cards. It does look like the way some of them are dressed, though, they do look like they're deckhands that work on a ship. What you doing?
Can I hear them from here?
Little hard to make it out. Occasionally you hear like one of them like laugh because they just kind of like raise their volume and such, but for the most part they're kind of like relatively keeping to like the table.
Okay. I'm gonna stay where I am, and speaking into the sending stone is quiet, right? You don't have to be loud.
You can whisper.
I'm gonna tell the group what I see and ask, should I stay or should I leave?
And so Vegas relaying to the group, should Vanya stick around or get out of there?
I think she should leave.
One vote for she should leave.
Duffy would not want to repeat.
2 votes.
If she thinks they're about to go do anything, then she should come collect us.
Mm-hmm.
If you relay that, then I can tell you where to come.
Mm. Any further votes for leave or stay, gang?
I mean, if she wants us to go join her, then I'm fine with this.
We can come to you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna relay directions Basically, past 2 buildings, turn right down the main road, then turn right past the Bethel, keep going past multiple buildings until you see a fenced area on one of the side roads.
Okay. Can you leave like a little signal for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to where the gate was.
Mhm.
And I'll put my hooded lantern there, just kind of facing the wall and lit, just so it makes a bit of light.
Okay. Give me another stealth check and a perception check again.
Whew, that almost rolled a 3. Perception. Ugh.
Okay. All right. So you set up what, the lantern like on the top of the wall here, or?
Just on the other side, so sort of lower it down, and then
Okay.
have it so it's facing the wall, so it's not blowing light out into the street,
Okay.
but just so they can see it. And then I'm gonna make my way back to the corner I had there.
Okay. All right. How long do you observe?
Until they seem to be coming this way, or until my group arrive.
Okay. So is the rest of the party moving on their way?
If we go, we all go.
Yeah.
And I think
Let
the
me
strat
cast
here.
Pass Without Trace while I'm at it.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. Once we're
Smart
like
move.
out of, once we're not like in a very blatant part of the streets, we should absolutely have that up.
Alrighty. What do you say to Norris? Anything in particular?
Bye,
We sh-
Norris.
We need to get going.
We have wagons to prepare.
Nope,
And sleep before the boat.
that's fair. Well, hopefully I'll see you in the morning before anyone leaves.
Duh.
All right. Have a good rest then. Oh, move wrong
Naturally.
token. All right. You've been given general whereabouts of where Vanya currently is. So, I'm not going to move your tokens for you unless you're having
No,
difficulties.
I'm aware.
Wait, we have tokens?
Yes. Have you not been paying attention to the scene?
There was some observation issues.
I have the observer cam. I can't see my own token.
You can just deselect by selecting anywhere else. You should be able to see yourself in the tavern.
Okay.
Okay, so at
There
what
we go.
point do we need to start being stealthy?
I'll call for stealth checks.
Like, I'm thinking probably just like around this corner, basically, is the point where we should cast Pass Without Trace.
It lasts for an
Then it's,
hour.
2 buildings. Then
Yeah, no,
down
it's
the
not
main
a
road.
matter of, oh, I hope Pass Without Trace doesn't wear out. It's more of, I don't want to draw suspicion to us by casting a spell in the middle of the street.
Eh,
No witnesses, no crime.
I'd say it's that can cast it without too much issue.
Okay.
Yeah. You're directed, I believe, down.
Yeah, turn right after 2 buildings down the main road, which you wouldn't want to.
I'm just some crazy old woman doing weird incantations and making weird gestures. Don't worry about it.
It's one of those good luck prayers before a boat trip.
Exactly.
Throwing ashes over
Which
your
you're always
shoulder.
supposed to do the evening before you go.
Yeah.
Mannerisms.
And then right past the Bethel. This is the Bethel.
I learned a word today. I thought you said
And then-
brothel.
Keep going right And then eventually you'll see my hooded lantern.
Should see, yeah, a light coming from an alley up ahead. I will ask for perception and stealth as you make your way into this intersection.
Thank God I got armor that
Boy.
doesn't give me disadvantage.
Yeah, same.
Vegas.
30.
Well,
I'm
it's only
invi-
perception,
34. I'm fucking invisible.
and I roll stealth normally and pass without trace.
Oh
right?
no!
You're getting
Oh my
plus
gosh.
10s.
Okay, not horrible.
Alright, it's advantage.
34, 26, 23, 14, 22, 25.
Okay.
Y'all, I think we're good.
Looking over the stealths. Let's see. Good. Good. Yep. Okay. Stealths are good. Checking perceptions. A 16, a 17, a 19. 13, and I think I just need Vegas's.
What, stealth?
Perception.
Perception. That was a
Oh.
nat 1.
I rolled in that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Did I not roll?
It's either delayed or it's being held up by something.
I swear I rolled perception and I saw it go in that one.
Okay. Alright.
I saw it in that one, yeah, just didn't roll,
Didn't post.
Alright.
didn't put it in the thing, yeah.
A ski is the only person who notices as you guys are moving through this alleyways. There are multiple planks that are like connecting the rooftops of these buildings, and a ski, as you guys are getting closer, you notice there is somebody on the roof. They are moving by. They have not seen you yet.
He's going to just say to the others, he's going to point upwards, say, they're using their roofs to get around. And then, staying within pass without trace range, Iski is just going to spider walk right up the wall to see what this person's doing.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna signal stone or sending stone to Vanya that there's other people on the roofs.
So,
There's some people on the roof? Over the sending stone.
someone did very bad on perception checks.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're just spider walking up the building?
Yeah, trying to stay still within pass without trace range, but very much, alright, I can play this game too, buddy.
Alright, you go up to the side of the building, and you see, before you, there's not one, but there are two individuals moving about on the rooftops. They have somewhat similar, kind of like, styled jackets as what you would expect, and you can kind of slightly make out the iron masks. They seem to be more well prepared. They are like actively patrolling the rooftops. They seem to be lookouts.
Just kinda, looking down back at the others, just to hold up, two, and pointing in the direction that they are in. Probably would not. If if they wanted to do anything, need to be quick, which would mean getting everyone up here quick and unnoticed. So, I think Iski is probably just going to keep watching.
Okay.
Over the sending stone. I'm going to try and get a little closer to listen in. If this goes wrong, I'll let you know, or you'll hear it. So get ready.
Okay. How do you plan to get closer?
Across here, kind of go up to this wall, and then behind these boxes.
Okay. Just give me one stealth check. You've been rolling pretty hot, so...
Yeah, it's gonna fail me eventually, though. That's okay. 21.
21. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm just gonna diagonal move because it's
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So you get a lot closer, and you can hear their conversation a little bit more clearly now. The serving individual sounds like he's having a rough time at the game. Doesn't sound like he's doing too hot at the moment.
Good.
They're all racist. So somebody here is winning at the table.
One of them's having a bad day. It's fine.
Yeah. But you catch over the conversations. They're talking about the plans to shove off here before too long. There is the talk of the Commodore specifically, who seems to be the one in charge of like this entire group of ships. And there's a mention of a meeting happening in Vigneau, and one of the other guys at the table drops the name of the Grand Feral again. Based off the way they're conversing, it sounds like there are other important figures moving into this general direction. They didn't say where in Vigneau, but they're saying that there is a location in Vigneau where they are massing right now.
Yeah, they probably
Oh, God.
Something's happening.
they'll probably know exactly where themselves. Well, they probably don't even know. These guys all look like run of the mill from what I've seen before, or do any of them
Mhm.
stand out a little more?
Some of them stand out slightly, only because they look like they have experience working on ships. They do have weapons with them, which
Hmm.
the last group of pharaohs run into only had like basic clubs.
Yeah.
These guys are armed.
I'm gonna slip out of this alleyway. I think I've heard enough.
All
I'm
right,
gonna go up north through this alleyway. I'm gonna say map north just because it's easier.
all right.
And relay.
One less
I'm
stealth
leaving.
as you do that.
Yeah, just before I leave, I'm gonna say over to Zenistone, I'm heading off to meet at the wagons.
Right.
I've got something to say, but I'll say when we're there.
To the wagons.
21 again.
All right, you're fine. Do give me a perception, just to see if you notice the lookouts.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, as you're walking by, the moonlight kind of like shadows them, and you can see their silhouette like cast onto the street. There's somebody on the roof, literally to your right.
Vanya
Very
just mutters
close.
to herself. Casuals, beginners, rookies who skylines themselves like that. And are just gonna move off.
All right.
Hope my crew makes their way back. Oh, and very quickly, get my lantern while you're at it.
I picked it up.
And I'm just gonna head back to the wagons.
All right. Stealth check from the rest of the party. I don't think it'll be a problem with pass, but I have to check. You guys
All
can
right.
all roll.
course.
Oh,
Man,
Oh.
guys.
Damn.
thanks.
Please.
Fuck
Why
the
you
pass
can't
without trace.
pass without trace?
I'm gonna have to check this out.
Because
so.
377 turns into 13, 17, 17.
All right, I gotta do some math. Give me a second.
Oh, I don't. My heart just leapt out of my chest seeing this. Oh, fuck.
Okay. And what is their perception?
See, I always feel bad with the wandering off doing rogue shit because it's always so hard for the rest of the group to keep up with rogue shit.
And now we can.
Pass helps quite a lot. Yeah. I still remember
Okay.
Dragon Heist and letting you down all the time. Let's listen.
All right, your score is high enough. It was like 18.2. So just enough. Nobody notices. So you're able to get out of this very precarious alleyway and regroup with Vanya. I assume Vanya's heading back to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a kind of perched up on the edge of the well here.
I was hoping to get to send them running before leaving, but suppose if they think that they're invulnerable going into their grand meeting, they'll be all the easier to stalk.
Yeah, as I was further away, I would have relayed it through the sending stone just so it was known before we got back here.
We
Honestly,
heading off to the tavern for the rest of the people. Like is Norman and Dante.
P.
yeah, go left, then right, and then left, and then just keep following the coast there.
This map worked perfectly for what I needed it to do.
Very good.
I was like,
Very clever.
let's see if how they handled this encounter.
Where
Why do we go back in?
Me was partly hoping for a fight, but
Oh, you and the ski both.
all right. Everybody else is hanging out outside the tavern
Yeah, we went to the wagon.
Oh,
near the
shit.
wagons. You're good. It's kind of hard to tell what's where on this map.
The diagonal movement and the weird squares, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that all the tokens are at half size because I wanted to make the alleys not look because if I scale you up to normal size, everything kind of looks a little
Super
weird.
crammed. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
I'm gonna pretend
Vanya's
this
gonna
commenter's not
motion.
here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Vanya's gonna motion to one of the wagons to pile into, but okay, that's cool. I don't think we should really cause any trouble here, especially if we're gonna be here. I know we're here overnight, but if we start anything and they retaliate, they could try and find us during the day tomorrow, and that's
Not to
Oh,
mention,
great.
they could send some of theirs onto the boat that we're going to be taking.
exactly.
I am fine with leaving it be.
But if they're meeting in Vigneault, do we change route or do we still want to go? I know a ski. I'm imagining you want to find out more about motions to a ski.
We can loop back to the Batyan after we've dealt with Vigneault.
That's the opposite side of the continent. Like, actually, the opposite side of the continent. But it's up to you.
Whatever they're planning here is something that we can't wait to intervene on. While our research will still be there later.
Didn't Aset say that Veronica was in Vigneault?
She is, yes.
All the
It's
better
almost so
cover.
great.
Then you can let her know we're coming, I guess. In a sort of
I
roundabout
suppose I
way.
will.
I kind of don't want to go to Vigneault.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do anything with these people, I guess.
No, it's not that.
It's not that we're ignoring them, it's how are we going to approach it?
Exactly how we did.
Who
in
is there
Seoul.
that we can talk to warn them? Who's going to trust us or actually take action or care enough?
I have family in Vigneault, but
Motions
I don't
to
expect them
Aset.
to care.
Aset has Veronica there, and apparently they helped in Louvain.
I know, but if they're doing something a lot, it's not going to be just like it's not going to be like that meeting we broke up back in.
No,
Back
these people
near
are more
Dole.
armed, but I don't know, how much do we want to get involved with this? We know they're incredibly dangerous and that they're targeting Brethren, but I get that most of us don't want to go, and maybe.
I reckon we're kind of intertwined with it now, Vanya.
Uh,
I'll
But-
go.
okay, so that's two or one that doesn't want to go, right?
You've seen what we've been able to deal with in the dungeon. As long as we aren't immediately identified, however we intervene when we're there, I believe that we will have no trouble all making out of it alive.
I have an idea of sorts. It's stuff I want to practice anyway. How about either when we're in Vigneault, or I mean, I guess it will have to wait until we're there actually, but maybe I can. She looks very uncomfortable saying this next, but maybe I can try and infiltrate them. Say I've had a change of heart, and if any of them recognize me,
Hmm.
that way I can learn a bit more.
How well
But-
do you think that'll go,
Yeah, how
realistically
do you-
speaking?
I'm not sure, but I need to get better at this for different reasons. But
How far do you think you can take it, though?
I'm not sure.
They'll make you do shit you don't want to do, Vanya. Like, you have to be prepared to go all the
I've
way with
already
the
done
stealth.
shit I don't want to do for you specifically,
Yeah,
Oof.
I know.
but if this helps us work on stopping them, then that's what I want to do.
I won't stop you.
I just think, given their factionalism, I'm not sure that you, the one who has the most storied history with them, will be too readily accepted as a new member, no matter what story you give.
Fair.
One of the rest of us, maybe, but not you.
And who?
Entirely depends on who thinks they can keep the act up the best.
I have a wild conspiracy forming right now.
You'll do
You don't
just
think
fine.
that. What?
You said you had a wild conspiracy for him. I was like, oh, you'll do just fine then.
Yeah, no. Okay, so. What if they're in cahoots with the Thieves' Army? I know that they shouldn't be, but. What if?
Then we find out.
Yeah. If I gotta go double undercover, I could.
I want in on this regardless.
Of
I
course.
think it's going to be interesting to learn some of these techniques at the very least. Maybe we can figure out a way to disguise me or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
That would have to be the best bet, because otherwise it's a touch too high stakes if they already know who you are.
Not all of them are gonna. Wait, never mind.
Very
If
important
their
ones know who
leadership
you
is
are.
there after your private meeting,
Yeah, that just changes a lot.
But what is our plan? Just get intel? Sabotage?
Intel for now. There's
Intel, and
6
I'd
of us.
like to sabotage, but then that means Iggy is going or has already gone to
Right.
Vigneault.
So yeah, we'll figure out that part when we get there.
I doubt, given their methods before, that This is something where all of them will act in unison, even if this is a condensed meeting.
Do you think
Once
we
they
could be trying to
disperse
recruit?
again, they'll be far more vulnerable to us.
Let's just get intel out of it.
Okay. All right. I guess looks at Aspen. You'll be happy. Taking a boat's gonna take way too long.
Duh.
At this point, we go back to Jaegerval. Vanya kind of slouches, sitting on the edge of the well here, and then we use the junction, I guess.
Yep.
And once we know precisely what they have planned, we'll know precisely where to be and how to stop them.
Mhm.
We should check our supplies.
We've got the supplies to get back.
Then we go.
Aspen, you've been very quiet about this.
Duh, I do not know what to say. There are sensible options to both sides. Sensible reason to leave things alone, sensible reason to not.
I don't think they've got many people trying to stop them, and I think, and not there's not many of us, but I think we can at least do something to disrupt them. And I don't like them. And if you guys aren't doing it, then I'll go do it. But
If anything, we can learn.
They do
Yeah.
seem to be good at hiding. They're a little too prolific, and they do need to be stopped.
Even when armed, I think that any given group of these thugs will be far easier to put down than any of the colossi we've toppled already.
I just want to preface this with a heavy warning. The one that I saw, the elk, the one I think they call the Grand Feral, the leader, I guess. He was a very powerful magic user, and
Okay, that one we can kill.
well,
We don't know if we could.
Mateo was even impressed, intimidated, maybe, about the idea of the magic he used on me. That means their leadership is probably stronger than their average mook.
There's a good reason that if we find ourselves face to face with their leadership, we may have to run instead of fight.
Mm-hmm.
A leader never stands alone.
The Commodore is apparently also a feral, the one that is on the ship, the one that runs the ships that Iggy is apparently on. We don't think Iggy's working with them, right?
I do not think he's working with them. I think he's just somehow tied up in this.
With how dramatically he reacted in Dole, I don't think he's that good of an actor.
Yeah, I think
True.
the reaction he had to Jason was pretty extreme. I wasn't ready for it, the DM.
I think Iggy's trying to play cool.
So you think he's captured then?
Or involved in the business and can't really do anything because of retaliation or the trouble it could cause. But I think I need to message him. I need
If
him
he
to know.
Have you even gotten any responses from him?
Have I?
You
Look
have,
into the DM.
you have probably gotten some responses, but they have been very short, curt, and cryptic for the most part.
Very brief. Very basic.
You could tell him we're going to Vigneault. Maybe he'll either tell us to not do it, and it shouldn't be
So-
too late there now.
When we say Vigneault, is it like a specific area?
They just said Vigneault. I'm assuming
Mhm.
like
Yeah, during the
coastal, at least.
card game, you were given ideas of Vigneault. The actual meeting place location seems to be secret, even to the people who were talking at the table. The ideas of who knows seems to be the only person that is in town, the Commodore. He apparently has access to the location, and his ships are in the harbor.
Yeah, I ain't sneaking on
So-
a ship. Sounds like a suicide
Oh, here's the
mission.
thing. We could, I mean, let me explain. Vigneault is huge. It could be in Arloris. It could be in Port Strega.
Could be in Pristana. The
It could
easiest
be
place
anywhere.
to get.
But
You
what if
wonder-
it's not there? What if we just end up in Vigneault and they already
Waste
do
our
their
time.
business?
Yeah.
Iggy's from Vigneault, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So we can I can
You could
message
ask
Iggy.
if he knows where they're going.
Already a spell tomorrow.
Good. We'll
That
go
gives us
there,
time to travel. Mhm.
wherever they end up having their meeting.
Do we
Given
think?
what you say about their leader, I think
Mhm.
it's fine to leave the head be for now, so long as we can cut off the hands before they can act.
Charlotte lets out the biggest sigh. Understand if I have to go back to Arloris, you have to hide me.
I think you're overreacting with that. If they were really after you, you would have been. Something would have left.
It's not just that. My family was well known.
If we have to go there and anybody lays their hands on you, I will cut them off.
It's not just that. It's. Can you imagine how? Let me explain this.
I mean, I'm
I'm
being
f-
hunted by a vampire.
But
I think I
am
understand a little bit.
No, It's politics.
Oh, never mind.
Vanya's like, I'll take on a vampire, but I'm not going to take on a politician.
Same thing.
My father
Vampire's
was
more
a
trustworthy.
very wealthy man. And he died. And if people find out that his daughter has returned, it's going to be a firestorm. It's not going to be oh, I'm sorry about your father. I don't know what will happen.
Well, what if they forgot you existed, like they did with me?
Hmm. How long has it been?
6 years.
That's a long time.
If I recall, Vegas, you're capable of making masks that can anonymize the wearer.
Yep.
That should be enough, shouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying not to go to Arloris, but if people find out who I am, I don't know what will happen.
If you're if your family's that important in Vigneault, full stop, is it a good idea that you even set foot in Vigneault? If it's this bad?
Not under her own identity, at least.
Mhm.
But as we
I'm
just
not going
established,
to
we can
leave.
work around it.
I'm not going to stay out of Vigneault and just let the pharaohs run loose. I just keep me anonymous, keep me under a new identity, anything. It's just
What do you want
It's
to be
for the-
called?
Use your stage identity.
Yeah. You want to get into the SHL, this could be good practice.
Yeah.
it would be.
I can't really do mine.
No, you.
Because of
But I
silly
also
grin.
there are apparently mages in Arloris that may have ties to Samson's father.
And you want to talk to them?
They may know more about what happened, and if they'll work with us, maybe they'll know more about the Grand Feral and their capabilities. I don't know. It's just a shot.
Okay.
A lead is a lead, isn't it?
Is there one of those gates to Aloris, or does it only go straight to Pristana? I haven't really read up on these things too much.
Do I have to roll for that, or the DM tell me?
I can tell you. I believe there's only one gate, and it is to Pristana.
Oof.
Yeah, figured.
Well, we'll take a boat then, but
Arloris is
Well-
not super far from Pristana.
I was gonna say we using the junction's probably faster than going by boat still.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, like Pristana boat to or road, but
Because you gotta sail all the way around Arneria to get there.
Which
Yeah.
yeah, it'll give us time to probably get ahead of the people that are sailing there.
Yeah, they have 5 ships. That's gonna take them a minute.
and of course restocking and
Mm-hmm. Whereas we're just going to Jaeger Vault, that's a 10-day trip or whatever. Then flash bang, we're there. And then however long it takes to get to Aloris if we want to check that out. And then they've still probably got weeks at sea at that point.
Gives you time to set up, look around, get a feel for the place.
The Ferals, we find out about them first. We see what they're doing, this meeting. We either get involved or we miss it. And maybe. No. I'll go to Aloris.
Okay.
After.
We check Pristana, and then we go to Aloris if we don't find anything out in Pristana.
Mm-hmm.
There can't be that many big cities, and there's no way they're going to a smaller city. That would be, especially with 5 boats. That's
And who knows how many others from about the different lands.
Vanya.
Hmm?
Do I get to keep the vodka?
yeah.
Yes.
The other one's mine. Gives grabby hands at Charlotte.
I pass the vodka.
Bag of holding.
See, I knew you would like it.
It's for you still.
Hmm.
It is for us.
Is our vodka, comrade.
Our vodka. Out of character. Arloris is where my family is, isn't it? Or at least the rest of it.
I believe your sisters are in Orloris, yes.
Yeah, okay, great.
oh god,
They're
yeah.
having fun.
Big
Yeah.
family reunion.
No, I'm actually worried about that too.
What,
That'll
you
be
get to deal
fun.
with your sisters again?
Yeah, I mean, whatever fucking web of lies they're tied up in.
Vanya's gonna kind of. I guess the overall look of the group is pretty melancholy, apart from a ski who probably just looks like a ski. Would that be more accurate, or
Sorry, what?
does a ski just look like she would generally, or is she kind of with the same sort of melancholy attitude of the group at the moment?
I think a ski looks. She might be given just the attitude, of the difficulty that the party will be having going to Vignelle for this. She's maybe trying to downplay it, but I think certainly Vanya will see that a ski seems actively excited to be
Uh-huh.
able to hunt down ferals.
A shared excitement then with Vanya at least.
Aspen's
Vanya
not
will go ahead, sir.
Aspen's not looking particularly melancholy. It's just like, don't necessarily want to go to Vigneault, but get to beat up racists and don't have to go on a boat. So kind of a win.
Win-win. Yeah.
It's a bit of a win-win.
Vanya's gonna speak up, sort of. Well, when we're done in Vigno, as stressful as this is going to be, how about as a sort of, I hesitate to say the word treat because that's not right, but as a sort of
Treat?
yeah,
Dog senses
Say to the
activated.
dog.
we
Don't
can
think you're talking
go. We can go, and you can all go and harass me with my family. How does that sound? We head back to Rhaenyra. We
Oh
head
my
to
God.
see
Oh, that would be wonderful.
how not messed up my side of this family business is, and
Are
you
we,
get to have fun at a restaurant, and I'm going to drag you all to the Arnerian baths because
Okay, sounds fine. We're still going with the thing that you're not a Delver, right?
yeah, but there's nothing saying I couldn't be an SHL performer.
Right. Okay, you're my protege for sure. Why not?
Uh-huh.
So if you're telling your family you ate a demon heart and can turn into a demon thingy so you can...
No, that's
you can
just
get it.
Well,
that's just a magic
that's backstory.
costume.
Yeah, no, that's
Mhm,
backstory.
If you tell them the truth, I will make sure you end up on a ship going somewhere you don't know, Aspen.
Out
Just
to sea.
staring
Just out to sea.
directly. Yeah,
Viking funeral.
you're going to Allah. Just staring. The Cat Islands can have you.
Aspen just looks at Vanya for a moment and just goes, okay, I will not
Instead of the
tell
same
them
cadence as you're going to Brazil.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Some sort of energy. Actually, there is a lot of very similar cultural stuff happening over there. So
Vanya's like,
Yeah,
do you have thalassophobia? No?
Yeah.
Would you like to?
I will not tell them the truth.
I'm being deadly serious with that. Like, I'm more worried about my family finding out about me being a Delver / whatever the hell I do on the side than I am the Ferals and anything they can do to me.
I promise I will not intentionally tell your family the truth.
See, you could have
Okay.
just said I promise, and it would have been over.
We're gonna have other talks. That's fine. That's not important right now. What's important is, are we all on board going to Vigno?
Wait, I thought we
I am.
didn't have to get on
Works for
board.
It's the same.
Figure of speech.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do we tell Veronica? Looks at his set.
Sorry, I was zoned out for a bit.
Do we tell Veronica that you're coming, or do we want to kind of surprise her closer to when we're jumping onto the junction?
Actually,
Give her less time to prepare and all that.
I don't know.
we should let her
Could be
know that we're
dangerous
coming.
for her.
And I mean, it would be nice for you two to be with each other in person again, right?
Ah, yes.
Hey,
I'll let her
Sat.
Yes.
Yeah, next time you go into the dreaming and visit her before we arrive in Vigno, can you by chance ask her to get a profile on my sisters?
Sorry, one that I meant by me again. I could barely hear you.
Yeah, next time you go into the dreaming, could you ask Veronica to build a profile on my sisters for when we get in Vigno?
I suppose I can ask for that, yes.
Thanks.
I have to raise small issue.
Floor's open.
Set, are we thinking anything about the fact that your friend with the metal mask is...
Porcelain.
Your friend with the mask is on vacation or whatever in the same place as all the evil people with masks.
She
There's a
helped root
good
out the
chance.
heroes in Louvain. For all we know, she may have gotten the same lead we did.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Veronica.
I want to. So I'm not going to let it spoil my trust on her.
She hasn't proven herself untrustworthy yet.
But I'm not sure that she has proven herself trustworthy.
I do.
Well, that's
She wears a mask in public while the others wear their masks in private. Is one core distinction.
Isn't it for medical reasons?
I have, in fact, seen underneath it, and yes, it is very much covering up scars.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be throwing accusations around on somebody that so far has only proven themselves to be above board and with us.
I am not trying to accuse, I am just wanting to be cautious.
Iset would let us know.
I can
something
assure
was
you you're
up.
being the opposite of cautious right now.
Paranoid, maybe, but I get it. Speaking of the dreaming, how does that work? Can you go to anybody you know?
It needs to be people I know. I can't just invade anyone's dream at will.
Can you invade our dreams?
I could, but you would know.
Can I invade people's dreams?
Is it like one of those things where? Sorry, my throat's weird, so my voice is funny.
That's fine.
Is it like? Will you let us know? Is it like knocking on a door? Will we sense your presence, or are you just gonna show up?
I suppose I could just show up at will, but
Ah,
it's a bit rude,
I
isn't
like
it now?
that. Yes, it is.
That would startle me. Please don't.
Out of character, jackals have a funny trait. They can actually obscure themselves from the person they visit and make them forget
Oh
the
my-
entire encounter.
I mean,
Oh,
that doesn't have to be
no!
telling the
Good
truth.
Lord.
However, he said has not done any such thing.
Yeah.
Dreamstalker.
Isn't that
Freddy
a
Krueger,
certain,
Freddy Krueger.
right?
Oh,
Isn't that under a
It
certain...
also incurs 3d6 psychic damage.
Oh, Jesus! Oh my god! Yeah, let's
Imagine-
not do that.
Imagine dying from seeing a jackal in your dream.
Then you wouldn't even remember. You'd just be dead.
I mean, I suppose you can't remember things either way when you're dead, but
Yeah. We don't know what the Beast World Afterlife is like. No one's come back to tell us if there even is one.
Well, Yuri's dead, right? We can ask him.
That's
Um,
different.
So, hell, if I wanted to get far away from Yuri as well, Vigneau's definitely on the opposite side of the world from the piece of shit. So,
I suppose
Then what are we
there's
waiting
plenty
for?
of running water between Oria and Vigneau.
mhm. All right, so we're going. That's what I'm hearing.
I guess so.
All right.
Right.
Do you need anything special to go, Vegas, or are you gonna come along willingly?
I'll go.
Okay.
Coming
No.
reluctantly.
Coming reluctant. I love Key and Peele, dude.
It's just the way you said it is what made me think of it.
yeah.
Port with your sisters, though. I could always be weird at them.
It's not that. I just want to make sure that they know that my life fucking rocks.
We
I
made
mean,
it.
I got disconnected.
I deceived.
I think everyone did, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's like
Discord hiccup.
Discord realizing something went wrong with the VC and just cycling all of us out.
Discord being a functional program.
Exploded.
No, so listen.
Yep.
yeah, I
they've
got
ignored
like
me for the past
this-
17 years, and suddenly it's
Yeah.
easy for them to reach me. I don't buy it.
so we show off how cool we all are compared to your dumb sisters. I get it.
It's not that. It's okay. Remember how I mentioned that the general of the Thieves Army was interested in buying my property, probably because of my secret basement cool thing.
Uh-huh.
Right, and how I'm not on board with that, and it's mine, etc. I took my first steps there. I'm
Yep.
not fucking selling it. So he made me reach out to them because, he quote unquote needs unanimous approval from the remaining heirs. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to reach them, but I was, just like that, with a setting spell. Not only that, they knew my stage name,
Okay.
and that's weird.
You never told them.
I never told them. Additionally, I'd written them the entire time I was away. Like all 17 years, I try and communicate, and they never wrote back.
But they do now. Well, from
Right.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, if they're all hoity-toity rich types, then
They're the worst.
and they don't have the want to write you back, I mean, how was your relationship?
Well, I'm the youngest.
Oh, so you were treated like shit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know then.
It's just
So wait,
something feels weird about them
They-
specifically. They shouldn't be in on it.
so they were asked about like giving up the estate?
No, okay. As a bargaining chip, I said to the general that I couldn't willingly sell the estate because, I'm the youngest sibling of the four of us, and I would have to get their approval and unanimous agreement on selling the estate. And on the spot, he made me contact them,
Oh.
and they agreed immediately. Not that I told him, but it just seemed to work out in his favor far too well.
Maybe he was trying to pull a ruse.
Maybe. So I have to.
And this was
Yeah.
Vincent?
General Vincent, yes.
Oh, do you have to say his rank all the time?
No,
Okay. So this was Vincent?
this was Vincent.
Okay, that is suspicious.
So, not that I won't be happy to see them and make sure that they know that I'm better than they are, but yeah, there's something about that.
If you want, I will let you tell them that you beat me in the fight.
And you've built yourself a low reputation.
You're undefeated in the SHL. That's a big
I
deal.
know. No, listen. Of course, I'm better than they are. They couldn't imagine being me. It's impossible. But
Not only are you undefeated in the SHL, you also had a star fight in the heart of Jägerwald.
yeah, I'm the best. I'm simply the best. But they won't let me fucking feel that way. So I have to make sure they know that there's no possible way that they could ever make me feel like that again.
I've got older
Vegas?
siblings, I get it.
You know what we need to do when things calm down?
What's that?
Fix up that estate.
We've got the goal.
I was thinking about it. But yeah, I need to make sure that nobody else is interested in it before I do that.
We could turn it into a proper lodge house.
This is where we find out that the Ferals want it too.
I mean, sure, I'm a hot topic.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Well,
we'll deal with that.
Alright. Well, I guess we should get some sleep.
Yeah, that's that.
And then
Yes,
go
we
back
should.
to Jägerville. Again.
Everybody
One
get excited.
last
We're going back to
time.
Jägerville.
yay! Our favorite town.
We've been there the most.
Favorite spot on the
You've
city.
managed to visit it 3 times now.
It's our hub.
this will be the 4th time, and
To be fair, it is the best city.
no, I disagree.
That's okay, everybody.
Yeah,
wrong
Louvain's the
sometimes.
best city.
Disagree.
You know, when we were in Podgorod, I was thinking, man, it'd be so much easier to just go to Severport first and then go back to Jaegerwald. And man, was I right.
Well, you see, that's always the way, because we were like, yeah, we're gonna go to Severport, find out something fucky, and then leave for fucking Greater Arneria, but no, we've got to fucking get in the Feral's business, so we've got to go back to fucking...
But think of all the delightful time we get getting to travel through the wonderful Orion Wilds.
There's a deadpan stare to Aspen.
I forgot Aski was the one that suggested to going to Severport first. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Because I
Aski
also
was right.
I forgot about it. I was like, yeah, that would probably save some time.
It's always the way, though. You go somewhere in a video game or something, and you're like, yeah, we won't have to come back here. Sure, we'll just go straight home. You go straight home. No, I need you to go back out there now. And it's always the fucking same. Not all of us are smart enough to realize that maybe we should realize that we should go elsewhere.
A clue.
Vanya hops down from the well, dejectedly walks towards the Rocksteady.
It'll be worth it.
Alright. Well. I assume everyone is going to retire for the night then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
So we will
Iset's gonna have a little heart-to-heart with Veronica, but also, like, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, we can open next session with that.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Note this out. Prepare sending for Dawn. Click. Click and done.
Dawn is elsewhere, but yeah.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Christ.
She's in this game somewhere.
Yay!
Anyways, we will pick up the continuing traveling shenanigans next time. Maybe with enough speed, we'll get to Vigneau in the next episode.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
Unless
Or
you want to
maybe
throw
we'll
the
run into the rock again. Who knows?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
you
say,
can
unless
maybe-
you throw the rock at us again.
Yeah, I
That'd be
mean,
funny.
we'll see. I'll roll for it.
Oh
if
god.
it comes back and you guys manage to kill it, do you go back to Severport to collect the bounty?
Yeah.
It's for the money.
You were told there was a bounty. And here's the thing:
For the money.
when I
It would be so
rolled,
funny.
when I rolled the D100 and rolled 100, I was like, well, I can't immediately throw a rock at them as soon as they leave Jaeger Vault. That's going to be way too immediate. So I rolled the D12 to see, out of the, like, 11-ish days that it would take, what day it would go. And it was, like, 9. I'm like, alright, so, like, right as they got to Severport. So that's where it's going to be. So yeah, I'll roll. We'll see.
Alright. Okay.
Alright.
Alrighty. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Good
good night.
Yeah.
See y'all around.
Good night.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.